Ugh. What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channels down there, strolling below the screen, people. All right. Listen, man. This is gonna be a weird one today because I'm gonna be all over the place a little bit. I'm gonna be with Hegseth on Fox News talking to Lord Ingham about the whole DC shit with the military. I mean, with the National Guard on the ground. Be talking a little bit about Baltimore Maher. Kind of almost on the same thing. Talking about that kind of in the same way. And then I got this Bill Maher clip. The way this motherfucker got to, listen, he has to have some of the most unqualified people to ever talk about politics. Bill Maher is not even that great at talking about politics anymore. But he lost his damn mind. But listen, man, this panel that he has is some bullshit. Straight up bullshit. But let's get into it, people. Let's get into this. P. Hegseth is on Laura Ingham show on Fox News, of course. I mean, where else can he fucking go? Because he's not gonna go to any other networks because they're gonna grill his ass. And one thing I know is about Trump people, especially the ones that's in real big positions, do not like to have a back and forwards. They're not very good at it. They get caught in lies. They make up shit. They lose their temper, right? It'd be all types of crazy shit. They just don't be on. They just ain't good at all. But anyway, let's get into it.
This capital belongs to all Americans, and starting now, we're taking it back. And that's the angle. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth was given the tall order of handling this, and he's here with me exclusively.
And let me just say this too, right? You know what's so bad about this too? It's the way they talk about it. Like, just think about this. I'm not condoning people committing crimes, okay? For the stupid people out here, because you know it'd be stupid people out here in La La Land. That's what I call America now, the La La Land. A lot of motherfuckers live in La La Land. They don't live in real reality. But anyway, they talk about this shit like these people are not American citizens. Even if they commit a crime, they still American citizens. Talking about, are they taking over? What are you taking over? Crime is going to happen regardless, with you or without you doing whatever the fuck they claim they're doing. They're not going to stop crime, people. I don't give a fuck how much. I said this shit the other night. They're not going to stop crime. They're not going to be able to stop crime. Crime is going to happen. People will commit crimes. There's some evil people in the world, especially in this country. It is fucked up people in society. People that's going through shit. Okay? Like, crime can happen if somebody has a mental breakdown. Right? Like has like a mental episode and commit a fucking killing spree like we've been getting lately. Y'all been seeing a lot of the motherfucking white boys. They out here wilding, losing their damn mind. Out here, Trump ain't talking about sending the National Guard in there nowhere. It's crime everywhere, but he's just focusing on these certain states, and it's for a reason. It's not genuine. That's why, like, I don't even understand why people debate these people. Because you know what they're saying is not genuine. They're not really concerned about crime. But anyway, let's move on. Because listen, the whole time, just go off of their dumbass narrative, right? The whole time they in DC, right? Cracking down on crime. So somehow, just go off their narrative. They're not going to stop crime. And somehow crime goes down, right? It's already down, but it goes down more. Now, understand, the whole time they're doing that bullshit, it's a red state that they're never going to go into, that their crime rate is very higher, way higher than DC's, even right now, and even after these motherfuckers stop putting troops on the ground. But I told y'all, them troops is going to be there. They're not going anywhere in DC. They're going to stay there. Trump want them there to feel like a dictator. This shit is all like for his own ego in a way. So, but anyway, let's move on.
Mr. Secretary, thank you for joining us tonight. So the president called this a public safety emergency, and you said we're going to start seeing the National Guard this week. Mm-hmm. Tell us more.
This week and in coming weeks, and we're going to work right alongside our...
Mind you, people, why didn't he do this shit before? Trump could have did this shit months ago. Shit, Trump could have did this 2 weeks ago. But he did it because of a little stupid dude that got punched in the fucking nose. That's all it is. Somebody that worked for them. That's all this is. But Trump, like I said, Trump was looking for this to kind of to want to do this so he could do it, right? Like he had like make up a reason of why he could do it. So he got his reason. And so now all Trump is looking back when he see the military and all that shit out there, he felt like Lil Kim or something, or Putin. That's all how you want to feel. Listen, never mind. Let's move on. But Trump supporters, y'all too damn stupid. Y'all too ignorant to even understand that. But anyway, let's move on.
Law enforcement partners as force multipliers. This is what the American people voted for, Laura. This is what the common sense, clarity, strength.
My bad, people. I don't the fucking internet acting up. I think a thunderstorm is coming. I think so. Yeah, it is. A thunderstorm coming. That's why. That's how I know when it's getting ready to rain or a thunderstorm is coming or some type of flood. I know when that shit is coming because the internet start fucking up. The internet, it's like a warning or some shit to let you know. But anyway, what I was saying. God damn it. What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, don't be saying like everybody in America voted for this shit. We didn't vote for this. A lot of us did not vote for this bullshit. Even your supporters didn't vote for this bullshit. A lot of them, right? Because, well, some of them, I ain't gonna say a lot of them. Some of them, because they're wasting money. And I told you, in that big, beautiful bill, they didn't cut military spending. They increased it. So, like, I'm trying to tell y'all, they're not saving money. They're actually adding on to our debt. So, for all the Trump supporters worried about the debt and all that other goofy shit, like I said, everybody gonna find out. Listen, it only been 8 months, and he already fucking up. But like I said, give it to the end of the year and maybe sometime a little bit into next year, and y'all will see the country start falling apart. I guarantee you. Because I'm telling you, he's gonna get bolder and bolder and bolder. That's why the midterms that's coming up, and I think this year I think it's this year, right? Or 2026. It's one of them. Right? It's coming up. I know that. That's why the midterms are very important. I mean, like, we tried to, I'm gonna put it this way. We tried to warn all of y'all from the last election, the presidential election. Now this is about your states having the right people representing the states and putting a stop to Donald Trump and the Republican dictatorship. Because this is basically all this shit is. It's fascism. This shit is just unbelievable. He doing shit that presidents, they will only do if they had to do it. He doesn't have to do a lot of the shit that he's doing. He's doing it because he can and he planned to do this shit. Because Trump feels like a victim because his ass got convicted of being a felon. 34 counts. He mad. He's out for revenge. Everybody thought that the Democrats were tripping off of that. No, he's showing you right now. This motherfucker is open. He got the DOJ, Pam Bundy, the top attorney general, sending some shit to the grand jury about Barack Obama to try to bring charges against him. See if they can charge him with some type of bullshit Russia crime. Like, this is where we are right now with this motherfucker. So all the Republicans, oh no, he want to get out. Okay, whatever, man. Like I said, it's on y'all, man. It's on the people, man. We got to vote. We got to, listen, we got to put a stop to this shit. We got to put some people in, we got to have the House or the Senate. Get both of them bitches for all I care to stop a lot of his bullshit. Let's just be real. And Democrats got to stop being fucking soft. That's why I said it's very important who we vote for, even for us Democrats. But anyway, let's move on, because I won't vote for a fucking Republican. That won't happen. I don't trust Republicans if I can throw them. I wouldn't trust a Republican that don't like Trump. That's how bad it is. Can't trust them motherfuckers. Because a lot of the ideology of the Republican Party is still with the people, the Republicans that don't like Trump. They still have the same ideology, the same policies, the fucked up policies they will vote for with Trump. Just telling y'all. So I don't trust the Republicans. But anyway, shout out to my brother Bell in the building. What's going on, Bell? Let's move on.
Before the story, he told about his father, that he told him, hey, son, if you look at the front door of a restaurant and it's dirty, then I bet the kitchen, you can count on the fact that the kitchen is too. And sat there thinking that's exactly right. If our capital city is a mess, if we can't control our capital city, then what does the rest of the country look like? And what?
First of all, people, let me explain something to y'all. Ain't no fucking crime happening around the Capitol. There's no crime. It's a circle around the hoods and the bad neighborhoods. You can't listen. It's not a lot of crime going on around there. You get little shit where the dude got punched in the nose or robbery here and there, but ain't no murders and shit going on around the Capitol, people. That shit is way too protected already. Before this motherfucker decided to bring in the National Guard. It's already protected. The fuck are they talking about? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, MAGA, people, use your brain. This motherfucker just said anything. This shit don't even make any sense. This unqualified creep, because that's what he is. He shouldn't even be in the position that he's in, but he's an ass kisser. This incompetent fuck. Like I said, y'all sitting here allowing this stupid motherfucker to do this stupid shit. When a real crisis come and we ain't prepared for it, that's on you, MAGA. Because a real crisis is going to happen. And I guarantee you, this administration is not prepared for it. Because you know why? Because they cut a lot of the shit that they should be, that will help you be prepared for a real crisis. But, ain't got to listen to me, though. But like I said, this shit it's going to get worse.
Signals does the rest of the country take from that? So just like we did in Los Angeles, alongside our federal law, we took a lot of criticism for 4,000 troops, 700 Marines. You know what we didn't get? There was no summer of love in 2020. In 2025, there was a summer of law enforcement. And we quelled the protests of the attacks on ICE officers. We're going to help get DC under control by working with
them protesters wasn't fighting them fucking police officers. I listen, I'm gonna tell y'all, this is why I don't fuck with law enforcement. This is why I'm not, you can call me anti-law enforcement. I don't give a fuck. Okay? Do I believe that we should have rules in place to keep society running? Yes. I'm not fucking that I hate the police or something, or I hate law enforcement. Listen, this is what happens when people are not very, like even street smart or that fucking bright. If you be at those protests, I've seen this shit personally. The police is the aggressors. They like to put this narrative out there when shit go left, it be the protesters. It don't be that. It do not be that. It do not be that. And a lot of it, what comes with protests too, what people don't realize, and that's why the police get aggressive too, is because when protests happen, you shut shit down. Like you can shut, like it'll fuck traffic up. It could stop businesses from functioning. It can do a lot of that shit. And that's why they get physical, or they instigate them situations, and the shit escalates because they pushing back, because you got business owners might be calling or saying that they, crazy shit going on. They can't get no people to come in, or you know what I mean? They losing business, right? Because they care more about property. They don't give a fuck about the issue. They give a fuck about property. That's all they protect. That's why I told you, law enforcement do not stop crime. They do not prevent crime. Because crime happens in the moment a lot of the times. A lot of the times. Here and there, you can stop a motherfucker from doing some type of domestic terrorist attack or something. But that shit takes a long time. But in the moment crimes, a lot of the times, they can't predict that shit. It ain't enough. It ain't enough data or scientific shit to even stop something, because you can't be in people's mind. That's why phones and shit and technology, they tap everything. Everything's tapped. So they know if you're doing this and doing that, right? But they still can't prevent crime. They always come after the crime is over with. They wind up killing the person in the act of this motherfucker already did what they did. Just telling y'all. Or they escalate a situation to turn something into a criminal activity, right? The way it got violent or whatever, right? That's why you see a lot more people, when it comes to law enforcement, they're killing people in traffic stops. You ever notice that? They're not really like killing people like they get in gunfights, just random gunfights. That shit rarely happens. But they wind up shooting and killing citizens in traffic stops. Some shit that they escalate. They're not preventing nothing. They're escalating. They're creating a situation. So, but anyway, let's move on.
Local officials who have been federalized with federal officials who are coming in. The DC Guard's proud to be a part of it. Other states will contribute this week going into the weeks to come. Whatever's needed, the DOD will provide to make sure this is a safe city for those who live here, for those that work here, and the Americans who want to come visit here and love our capital city.
I'm telling y'all, because it will happen, they're going to start terrorizing regular citizens. Motherfuckers that ain't even committing crimes. I'm telling you, when you have a lot of police presence, it actually escalates shit. I'm telling you. Because I'm telling you one thing about cops that I do know, and law enforcement, period, I don't give a fuck what level they on. When they feel like the level of empowerment that they feel. Like you couldn't imagine it, right? Just imagine, I'll put it this way. Imagine this. Imagine you hit the lottery. You can buy anything you want, right? You damn near probably can do damn near anything you want. And you start doing some shit that you normally never could do, right? Because you ain't have the money. You get a big head. You start feeling untouchable. You start feeling empowered to just start doing reckless shit, crossing lines that you normally wouldn't even cross if you ain't had that type of money. That's how police officers are. That's how law enforcement are. The more power you give them, the more they feel like they're untouchable. And they will escalate. They will cross the lines that they normally wouldn't cross. But they'll cross them. You give them power like that. And that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you, this shit going to get ugly. Real quick.
Question of martial law keeps getting raised by the left. That Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth, they want to impose martial law as a...
And one thing I want to say this too. Understand, where are you putting these fucking military people? Okay? The city is already crowded, right? Now you're adding more people to a crowded city, a crowded state. So where do you think they're going to start going after a while? They're going to start being in the black neighborhoods. They're going to strategize and put together that we have all this crime happening here. And they're going to be in the black communities. That's their whole point. Listen, when I told the Hispanics, y'all got y'all, that's on y'all. That's y'all shit with this deportation shit. We know that they're coming after us soon. We already know. They already planned, before they even start fucking with y'all, they already planned to come fuck with us. Now that they got y'all out the way, and like they moved y'all kind of out the way a little bit, let's get the niggas. I'm telling y'all that's where it's going to escalate to. They're gonna be in the black community, people. Because now they have federalized the state police. So now the state police, they got whatever, they're going to go over data and shit where the crime is probably happening, and they're going to go there. They're going to have the military there. And where you think they're going to be camping out at? In the fucking hoods. Now, mind you, okay, what you think going to happen sooner or later? Huh? Everybody in the hood ain't criminals. Because you live in a violent neighborhood doesn't mean that everybody, that just because a neighborhood has got a lot of violence happening, doesn't mean everybody in that neighborhood is on doing violence or committing crimes. And what's going to happen after a while? Just like you seen this shit happen in New York. Okay, they kind of did the same shit in Baltimore by that stop and frisk shit. You see how innocent people was coming home from work and was getting thrown in jail. What do y'all think is going to happen? This is not a good idea. Listen, and shit is going to listen. Okay, man. It's certain cities and states that will go along with this shit because you already hearing. I think the DC mayor already on her Bojangles shit. I mean on her what's the dude from not Bojangle on her Stephen from Miller from Django shit. She already buck dancing. Because number one, she ain't got no power. That's the crazy part about it. You ain't got no power. You the mayor of a state or city or whatever, and you ain't got no power. Because see, the one thing that you could do if they had power, I told you the politics in DC is a little different. Like LA. Like if the governor really wanted to, that's why I say he kind of doing some bullshit in LA that I don't like. Like, I be telling the motherfuckers, like, yo, y'all looking for illegal immigrants. I do not need y'all on state level properties with no warrant, no reason to be there. And you can't be on my state land. Cause it's a different, that's why you got difference between church and state. It's a difference. Listen, if I'm the governor or a mayor or some shit like that, I'm telling my police officers, hey man, now we're protecting our property. So citizens calling saying the federal government is just roaming around targeting people in public state property, y'all go there to interject with them. And I guarantee you, what Trump and ICE and all the motherfuckers doing will stop. But like I said, the fucking mayors and the governors be complicit in that shit. Because you're supposed to have a separation from the federal government. Listen, the federal government, when they come in on some shit, they gotta be welcomed. They gotta be welcomed. Right? Or some type of reasoning, right? But they say they're there to get illegal immigrants. Okay, cool. But you're not going to terrorize the communities of state communities. They can't do that. But like I said, Gavin Newsom is kind of allowing this shit. Like I don't even know why. Like, nigga, I'm telling my police officers, and mind you, he's in control of the police. The governor's in control of the police. Nigga, tell his police chief, hey, they come out from us. State representatives, we telling y'all, hey, they state representatives telling the motherfuckers, hey, if we hear anything like that again, they terrorizing citizens in our state and on state properties, we need y'all to go. And I will put the alert out to everybody in the state. And that'll stop a lot of that shit. Because see, what happens is you'll have state law enforcement against federal law enforcement, and which is supposed to happen. That's why the state don't like the federal government coming in fucking with their shit. Because it caused chaos. Now you talking about protecting federal buildings and you roaming around, you got warrants to go get people. Okay, cool. But you're supposed to let law enforcement know. These motherfuckers didn't send the National Guard. Even the National Guard don't even supposed to be doing some of the shit they doing. Like, it's supposed to be, listen, I wish that was me. It'd have been a fucking, something would have been fucked up happen between my police, the police states that I control, and the federal government. It would have been a big thing already. But like I said, this is Gavin Newsom on that bullshit. This is the Democrats are weak, man. A lot of the Democrats are weak, and this is what I'll be talking about. Yeah, they listen. They listen. They here in Baltimore. I'm not saying they ain't here. The feds is always here. Like, people keep acting like the feds be so far away. Like, they're not. Like, if it's feds in your state, they just stay on state property. So, I mean, federal property. You got federal property in your states. That's what I'm trying to tell people. With law enforcement, y'all don't be really understanding that shit. It's not that they're not here. It's that they didn't escalate this shit yet. That, like, it ain't got real escalated yet. Nobody really got hurt yet. And I'm just telling y'all that's all it's gonna take for somebody to get, for one of these federal agents, give a fuck if it's the National Guard, the FBI. I don't get ICE agents. It doesn't matter. Nobody got hurt yet. Nobody got killed. And I'm telling y'all, When that happened, all hell breaks loose after that. And the crazy, and you know the bad part about it, right? Listen, I hope I'm wrong, but I know I'm right. Right? I'm about 95% right that this will happen. If that does happen, and I'm about 95% it will happen. I'm 100% sure. Soon that happened, Trump wanted that to happen. So now he can go to war with the country. Now then he can do martial law. Because it's about being a fascist. It's about being a dictator. People's like, you calling Trump fascist, all of Republicans. Nigga, look what he doing. No president does that, bro. You don't take over. You don't send the National Guard for a state. You know how many state people got their ass whipped before? I mean, federal people that work for the federal government got their ass whipped before. And you didn't call the motherfucker. No president called the fucking National Guard. That's not why you use the National Guard for one incident like that. And then he didn't even die. Nothing happened. I mean, got punched in the nose. But come on, bro. This is going to be a disaster.
Authoritarians would.
Mm-hmm.
To that you say.
To that I say, look at Los Angeles. They said the exact same thing. Oh look, 4,000 troops, California National Guard. Oh look, the Marines. You can't put in the Marines. What? They were the troops available to ensure that we de-escalated the situation and didn't allow other lawbreakers to say, look, it's wide open. We can do whatever we want in these sanctuary cities. I was told, oh, you're going to lock up political opponents. You're going to go after Democrats, yada, yada. It's the same stuff every time. Mischaracterizing.
Well, they didn't mischaracterize it. You are going at your Trump is going at his political enemies. Because he sees people that's against him. Anybody that's against Trump or MAGA, they all look at you as an enemy. What are you talking about? And then, like I said, what the fuck you think he's doing with Barack? Like, what are you talking about? Oh, what? Because he ain't sent the military at their house yet? The fuck did that mean? That don't mean nothing. But like I said, this shit gonna get worse. Let's just say we get a stupid grand jury that says somehow Barack Obama committed a crime. Do y'all understand the chaos that's going to bring? Do y'all understand that? And at that point, the country's on fire. Because we already not respected outside of the country. Nobody takes us serious. People laugh at us. They like the crazy shit about it. It's not like they don't. I don't think they fear Trump. I think they worry about this motherfucker doing something stupid, right? Outside of the country. When it comes to their countries. But they don't fear this motherfucker. Nobody fears Trump. They laugh at this motherfucker. They're like, look at this idiot. His own country don't like him. Don't get the election twisted, people. Just because these motherfuckers voted for Donald Trump because they was stupid doesn't mean that America likes Donald Trump. He's a fucking idiot. But like I said, all this shit fun and games for Trump and them right now. For MAGA, all these motherfuckers. But like I said, it's gonna get worse. They gonna fuck around and find out. That's why I'm sitting back. I'm damn near hoping that it doesn't happen. But listen, people, I see this shit coming. I'm predicting this shit coming every time. And I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. Shit gonna get worse.
Our intentions. The intentions of this president is to establish law and order using legal and lawful and constitutional means, which he completely has. And you know what? You know why they don't like him?
First of all, you already lose me. You know about legal and lawfully. The man is already a criminal. What the fuck? We got a criminal running the country, but somehow these motherfuckers are sitting here talking about, oh, he's pro law enforcement. He's he's going to follow the law. No, he's not. They give y'all court orders, and you still go off and do the same shit by judges. When they don't rule in your favor, they still go off and do what they do. Don't tell me that y'all care about the law. The fuck out of here. Y'all abide by the law. Man, you kiss my ass. PSS is a fucking unqualified goof troop. Let's move on.
Guts to do it. He's got the guts to say, I'm going to federalize the police that don't work. I'm going to bring in the National Guard. I'm going to bring in federal marshals. I'm going to bring in the park police.
How long will
I'm going to control
it? How long?
How long? What is the?
Well, it costs money, right? It costs money, and the question is, are you there for a year? Are you there for 6 months? And when?
Oh shit! My bad, people. I think I hit the wrong shit. God damn it. This how. Oh man. Listen, I try to be like almost reasonable a little bit, but stupidity is stupidity. She asked him a simple question: how long is it gonna take? Who knows? People, do y'all understand? This ain't a crisis like that. They making it up. If crime is really like that, you already have a plan of how you're gonna stop crime. Right? You got some type of, like, how can I put this? You got some type of timetable of how long something is going to take. Right? Like, you have to have some type of timetable. When he just said that means they're not leaving DC. They're trying to rig elections, they're trying to steal shit, and they're preparing for uproar. Because it's something behind the scenes that they're doing that all of us do not know. And it's something fucked up. And it's not just going to be something just to hurt the left. This is some shit that's going to hurt MAGA. And one thing we know about MAGA, if MAGA real mad and they fucked up, they going to ride. You already know that about them. So imagine if you got those motherfuckers mixed with some other motherfuckers on our side, get together, and it's an uproar. They're preparing for this shit. The military is not leaving DC. I mean, National Guard. They're not leaving DC. They're going to stay there as long as Trump is there. Just being real about it. Just being real. But anyway, let's move on.
Well, it costs money, right?
It
costs money. And the question is, are you there for a year? Are you there for 6 months? And when the troops pull out, what happens?
I would call this conditions based. I would say it's a situation where we're here.
Let me say this. I wouldn't be shocked that a lot of this shit that we're seeing, it means something, but it's a distraction. I wouldn't be surprised Trump steals money from the government because he's much of a fucking crook like that. The man always been a crook. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked about time his time is most likely up, right, to be president. And hopefully they don't do some trickery shit and he still be the president because he's working on that too. I told y'all that's why he got. That's part of why the military is. I mean the National Guard is there to protect this goofy ass. That's why he got all these yes men. Because you gotta understand, if a president don't leave it, if they lose the election or their time is up and they don't leave, the military, regardless that, because he's not the president anymore. So the military don't have to listen to him anymore. So now they have to escort his ass out of there. But he got Pete Hegseth. Listen, it's a long game that Trump is playing. It's a long game. But in the right wing, these fucking fascist type motherfuckers, it's a long game with what they're doing. We just don't know exactly how they're going to do it yet. But I know exactly what Trump is trying to do. I know what he's trying to do. This shit is obvious to me. I can see it, but we just don't know how he's going to do it yet. But I know somehow, some way, he's going to try to rig the election. But like I said, you don't wish death on nobody. But, hey, man, you motherfuckers better hope. I ain't saying me. I don't hope death on nobody. I don't wish death on nobody. But a lot of motherfuckers better hope that Trump dies something or get real sick. Because I'm telling you, he's not leaving the White House. He's showing you right now, he only 8 months in, he's showing you that he's not leaving. He's planning shit. He's trying to get 5 more seats in fucking Texas. It's for a reason he's doing that. So when it's time for them to change a policy, see, because what they really want to do is they want to control the Congress. Because if they can control the Congress, they can pass a law and say Trump can be president forever. Because only Congress can do that. See, people, this is what happened a lot of times too, even for me, that I don't like, that I have way too much, I know too much about politics and how shit runs. Because if you really think about it, that shit is scary. Because you know it's evil people in the world, especially in our country, that they would do some shit like that, knowing that shit is wrong, but they do it anyway. But anyway, let's move on.
To support law enforcement. And the more we can free them up to do their job, the more effective they can be, the more we can work. I mean, this isn't my realm, but the justice system to make sure people who are arrested are actually locked up. That's why the president's talking about cashless bail in sanctuary cities. If you're illegal here in D.C., that's going to be a problem. So all of these things that apply to law and order are front and center for us. And I don't know, weeks, months, what will it take? That's the president's call, but we're going to be there for him.
And I'm telling y'all, they're going to, with this type of shit that they doing, they don't understand the consequences either of the economy. Because you got a bunch of stupid people in there. Right? So what's going to happen is you getting all these illegal immigrants that work. A lot of these people work jobs. They're not criminals. They're just like anybody that's illegally here. And what happens is, who you think, it ain't enough black people in America to be working those jobs. Like, I don't know what they're thinking about. But they're trying to get, that's why you hear Trump talking about, he's trying to get what is it, green I forgot the name of that country. They want to take that state so they can bring those people over. But you talking about getting the whole state, you talking about Canada. Like, Canada don't, like, you want to, never mind. Like I said, none of this shit, it doesn't make sense. But the problem is, it's a strategy. So it makes sense in a way, right? Because you're doing evil people, whatever they're trying to do makes sense in an evil way, right? But like I said, let them continue to deport people. All they doing is opening up more jobs that people ain't working. And it ain't enough. If they continue to do it, it won't be enough bodies for people to work those jobs. It ain't enough black people. I know y'all thought the niggas was gonna come do those jobs, but we try to tell you, we ain't working in nobody fucking fields unless we own it or somebody black on it. But like I said, and you want to lock all the criminals up? Okay, well, you lock them all up. You're taking even more bodies off the street where nobody could go work jobs. But then, like I said, it's a bigger plan. I ain't gonna say it, but it's a bigger plan with that shit of locking people up, with people in jail. Listen, that's why they. Never mind. Let's move on. I seen this shit before. I read about it. I did the history on this shit. I know what they doing. It's slave labor. They get ready to try to do
as swiftly as possible.
Will the National Guard be detaining Americans on American soil?
Under Title 32, which is the authorization they'll be using, they have broad latitude, but they're not going to be involved in law enforcement functions. They will be standing right alongside our federal agents like they were in Los Angeles. They're going to be proactive. If you take an action or a shot at them, there will be a consequence. So
the crime is being committed, in other words.
First of all, nobody was taking no fucking shots. Nobody shot at police officers at any of these protesters. They're lying. Like, what are you talking about? That's what I say, just making shit up. You ain't, listen, people, when there's out there rounding people up in Los Angeles, you ain't heard about nobody shooting at the police. It's all a lie. But if they do it, nobody's doing that. Or take a shot. What that mean? Like, what? Listen, these motherfuckers is jumping out of Nazi vans, you might well say, with the Proud Boys and all them niggas was jumping out. The Christian nationalists and all them little motherfuckers, white nationalists, jumping out of motherfucking trucks. They doing that shit. Shout out to my brother talking in the building. What up, Talk? Like, this shit don't make no sense, bro. I'm telling y'all, this shit is going backfire. They're not helping the country. They're making it worse. Their plan is to conquer, to control everybody, to be on some type of cult mentality like the MAGA is. They want everybody to fall in line with the cult. That's all this shit is about. Listen, just because I don't like law enforcement, I don't wish harm on them. I don't fuck with law enforcement. I don't want to see nothing happen to them, but I don't give a fuck about them. I give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't have to support law enforcement the way you want me to support law enforcement. I support them by not wishing death on these motherfuckers. How about that shit? Fuck out of here, bro. Anyway, let's move on.
Guardsmen sees a crime being committed, then what?
They can come alongside and assist law enforcement.
What if law enforcement isn't on the corner?
I will have their back to ensure they can take the necessary action to protect citizens of DC and to protect themselves. So there's no rogue law enforcement.
Let me tell y'all, this is not about citizens. This is about having everybody live in a cult, to live under a dictatorship. They're using a lot of American citizens that's not committing crimes to try to act like everybody's on the same page with them. They're not. Everybody's not on the same page with this bullshit. But they can just sit on national TV, get on certain networks where they know ain't gonna be no pushback, and just blatantly lie. Should they do that from the White House pulpit? Just basically lie. listen, the whole administration, all bunch of habitual liars. At least in Trump's last administration, they had some people that would tell the truth. But they don't have, it's nothing there now. It ain't nobody there you can trust. Nobody. Everybody's in, if you work under Trump voluntarily, or you have to, or he put you there, you're all corrupt. But like I said, this is how countries fall. Trump is one of the most corrupt presidents that we have ever had. He don't give a fuck about the country. At least with the racist presidents back in the day, they actually genuinely cared about the country. A part of them really genuinely cared about it. Probably more than what you think. But this motherfucker, Trump, he don't care. Trump don't care.
On from the National Guard, but there's also the application of common sense. We're not going to have National Guards sitting there like this, seeing a crime committed and not do something about it. You can help somebody, interdict, temporarily detain, like we did in Los Angeles, and hand over to law enforcement.
First of all, it's a lie. They was not doing that. Okay? Nobody was committing crimes. They was peacefully protesting. The ICE agents said, or the police said, let's get them, and they rushed people, and then that's when a lot of the fucking National Guard people came in and was detaining people, which they're not qualified to do, and they don't supposed to be detaining anybody. They don't have the jurisdiction to do that. But like I said, you can blame that on Gavin Newsom. You can blame that on Gavin Newsom. And listen, the bad part about it, what people don't really realize about this shit, all this shit is on video. So you ain't got to be like, oh, Kenny, you making up shit. No, this shit on video. There's cameras everywhere. They're showing you that they don't give a fuck. They gonna lie to you and tell you, oh, what you seen was a lie. That ain't what really happened. You had audio and all that, and they still tell you, Trump and them and the MAGA people tell you, nah, they over exaggerating. That's a lie. He has the same shit. He just lied. He just lied right there. That did not happen. Anything what he's saying, no. The motherfucking military people started getting involved in shit because they are empowered to do it. They don't even supposed to be detaining nobody. They ain't seen people get violent. That's bullshit. They are lying. But anyway, let's move on.
Types of things the National Guard can be trained
Do you guys have buy-in from any local officials in D.C.? I'm not saying you need it, but you can see where it would be helpful. Faith-based leaders, community leaders. Bowser, I think, is trying to walk a line there. She's probably the best mayor D.C. has had, which people think, how are you saying that? Because she's actually better than, I think, most mayors for the last 25 years in D.C.
But bullshit. This lady is a fucking sellout. She sold the people out of her own state by cowering to these motherfuckers. But like I said, in a sense, you can't really blame her in a way. Other than if that was me, I'd quit. But some people say you gotta fight the fight within, right? And you see fuck shit. I get it. But she don't have no choice. They took over her shit. They took over her state. The man don't got no power. The governor, the mayor, whoever, they do not got no power. They don't have no power. Police chiefs have no power. Federal government in D.C., the law's different there. I'm telling you, that situation in D.C. is different. That's why it was so easy for Trump to take over that fucking state. And that's exactly what he's doing. It's not hard for, it wasn't hard for him to do that. He could have did that. That's probably why he didn't do it right away, because he knew anytime he wanted to, he can just take that bitch over. Y'all gotta understand, everything in DC that you could think of is in DC. The White House, the Congress, the Capitol, the Supreme Court, a lot of military shit. Everything is there. So I'm telling y'all, listen, the laws is just different there. Like, that's why it was so easy for them to do it. You ain't even hearing about none of the mayor or anybody there even talking about coming up with a lawsuit, because for what? They gonna lose that shit, especially with this Supreme Court. They might still do it, but they still probably lose, because the law is different. In a way, DC is not really considered a state, believe it or not. Just to be real, they're not really considered a state. DC is basically ran by the federal government. They just allow, like, they just pretend that it's kind of like its own state outside of the federal government or the president or something. But they actually, they ain't got no power. The mayor is actually don't have no power. If the federal government come in, like that's how Trump doing, nigga, take over, it's over. Like, they can't do shit. It ain't nothing they can do, because they're not really considered a state. People don't really realize that about DC. So, like I said, people gonna fuck around and find out. But anyway, let's move on.
I think she's walking a line of, as we talked about a little bit before the show, she understands the obvious. She understands the citizens of DC are sick of this kind of environment. I think
no, it's not. It's a nigga lying. And that's why I said this black sister should be ashamed of herself. Because no, she ain't. She understands, like I said, I know the politics, I know how shit is, man. DC, the man don't have no motherfucking choice. She ain't got no power. When the federal government come over and take over your shit like Trump did, niggas a rap. Ain't nothing they can do. Nothing. They've been in the knee. That's why if you go look back a couple of years later, they've been fighting for DC to have their own representation of just being a per state and not the federal government run their shit. The federal government runs DC. I don't know why people don't understand. Never mind. Like I said, do your research. You think I'm lying? Do your research. I guarantee you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, give me 1 second, y'all. All right, people. I'm back. Yeah, but like I said, go do your research, and I guarantee you, y'all will find out everything I'm saying is true. Like I said, I can tell y'all, but like I said, I always tell y'all to go research shit. Because listen, regardless if I know I'm telling the truth, I still want you to know the knowledge yourself by looking it up yourself. DC don't got no fucking power. That's why it was so easy for Trump to take over that state. Because let me explain something to you. If that was the fucking case, let me explain something to you. Trump should be able to take over LA. But he couldn't. Because it would have been illegal. But it's not illegal for what Trump he's doing. Now, is he lying about it? Yes. But it ain't illegal for him to lie about it because DC is ran by the federal government. I told you, everything's in DC. See, I live close to DC. I've been to DC. DC is a circle. It's a circle, right? You got the inner circle, a nice big ass circle of the federal government surrounding all that shit. Then you got the second layer of that shit, which might be somewhat good neighborhoods, right? They're good neighborhoods. No, actually, I'm sorry. You got DC, the federal part, the big circle. Outside of that, you got the fucked up communities, right? Then outside of them fucked up communities, you got the suburbs. That's when you start getting towards and start hitting PG County, somewhat of Maryland and shit like that, somewhat Virginia and shit like that, Philadelphia. Like it like I'm telling y'all, it's not what y'all think it is. DC is different. It's not like a regular state. It's just not. Just ain't. You ain't got to believe me. Look it up. But like I said, I lived close to DC all my life. And I'm telling y'all, DC different. It's not the same, bro. The federal government runs DC. DC is not really, you really look at it politics-wise, at the end of the day, they're not really a state. That's just it's basically federal land. And they could take over that bitch anytime they wanted to. Any president could have did what Trump did. Believe it or not, Biden could have did it. And took over the whole fucking DC. And you can say, oh, it's fucked up. We could be saying what we saying about what Trump is doing. We could be saying the same shit about Biden. Especially if he ain't had no reason to do what he doing. He did some Trump shit. But at the end of the day, do we got the right to do it? Yeah, Trump got the right to do it. But that's the fucked up part about it. He got the right. And it ain't really the Supreme Court, none of that shit. They can't really say shit. Believe it or not, especially with this Supreme Court, they gonna side with Trump. I don't even know why y'all even think. Anyway, let's move on.
If given an opportunity to resist the thugs and the gangs and the criminals and the drug dealers, they want the alternative. So I think the vast majority of DC folks, they may not want to say it, especially.
Let me say this too. This is what's so fucked up about what he's saying. I just explained to y'all how big the federal government presence is in DC. DC is not that like a lot of the hoods and shit. It's not a lot of them hoods like that. It's just a circle, but it's not like this huge amount, like width of a circle. It's not. It's just not. And a lot of that shit is gentrified. Believe it or not. Even in some of the bad neighborhoods you think will be that bad, they're gentrified. And then, like I said, once you get out of that second circle, the third circle is the suburbs. I told y'all, listen, yes, was it a part of back in the day where DC was like almost one of the capital murder cities? Yeah. But You're talking about a city. You're not talking about like a state. I told you they don't even consider DC a state. You're talking about a part of the city in DC, certain parts of the city in DC that got fucked up shit. Was it the drug shit was big? That was when DC was at its height, when that drug shit was really like that in the 90s. They ain't been like that since then. Since crack ain't been that big of a deal like that. People still get high, but it's not the same. So this whole notion DC, oh, it's all crazy down in DC is bullshit. Shout out to DC motherfuckers, man. Told you I'm on that whole DMV shit. Like, so, hey, nigga, I'm not gonna shit on DMV like that. That's bullshit. I'm not gonna shit on DC like that. Like, it's bullshit, bro. Like, it's not that bad. Like I told you, it's a Republican ran states that's worse than DC. 10 times worse. Trump ain't sending no military there. But like I said, it was easy for him to do it, and he wanted to do it. It ain't nothing. It's not even complicated like that. But anyway, let's move on.
Left of center, but under their breath and quietly, they would welcome a peaceful city where their friends and families can come visit and be safe.
And the National Guard going to be picking up these tents. So homeless tents are all over the city. They're on K Street Tunnel. There are some dotting along the area here. There were more before. Some of them have been cleared out. Well, what about those?
We're working with the marshals alongside them, alongside Park Police, alongside everybody else. Wherever they need the National Guard to assist, we're happy to
do. You know where the homeless people are going to go?
That's not really my lane. Yeah. Our job is to handle.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Understand. I want y'all to really understand this. Just think about this, right? Because I broke this shit down to y'all of how DC is basically a federal state. Like, it's not even a state. It's federal land. The whole fucking shit. Really, if you really want to be real about it. But they got a lot of homeless people. Think about that. That's where all the money is. How the fuck do y'all even have homeless people? Listen, DC should be one of those states in which they are not like the highest state, like up there that commit a lot of crimes and, you know what I mean? But their poverty level is about the same as a lot of motherfucking shit. Think about that. It's DC. State capital, federal governments, everything's there. The White House. Why the fuck is people poor? Why is it even homeless people in DC? You gotta ask yourselves that. Why Trump ain't take his federal powers, his presidential powers to say, look, we ain't having no more poor people. Why ain't pass a policy or a bill for that? Y'all gotta think about this shit. This shit crazy. All of a sudden, I'm supposed to get, oh my God, DC is crazy. The violence is crazy. But it's poor people out there. They got all this law enforcement to come to somehow clean up the violence in DC, but they don't have enough money to help the poor people. Think about that. The homeless people that's there. People that's struggling. That state should be making way more money. It shouldn't be no homeless. It should be the perfect state. But y'all ask yourselves why. That doesn't exist. DC should be the perfect state. It shouldn't be shit going on. Crime, nothing. It shouldn't be homeless people out there. It shouldn't be people struggling. It shouldn't be none of that shit. It's DC where everything's at. You know the bad part about it? I know the answer, but I'd rather for y'all to go research and do it yourselves. I ain't even gonna tell you. I know exactly why. But I want y'all to go research this shit. out of any state in the country, this should be the perfect goddamn state. Shouldn't be no crime, high rate at all. Nothing should be happening. Should the homeless population shouldn't be nowhere. Like if the homeless population, if it shouldn't even be 1%. But I'd be reasonable. 1%. All the jobs, like motherfuckers should be wanting to come to DC to get jobs. Like everybody should want to go to DC. Nobody want to go fucking DC, people. Fuck out of here, man. I'm just trying to tell y'all, man. How's the federal government basically controls DC, but DC still poor? Okay. Trying to tell y'all, man, this shit is all bogus. It's all bogus.
Inside law enforcement will do that.
Other really interesting news over the weekend was the news about the cartels in Mexico. The Sinaloa crime cartel and many others have wreaked havoc on the United States. You covered it when you were a host on Fox. Mm-hmm. You see it up close and personal now.
First of all, let me say this. The cartels wreck more, they hurt more people in Mexico, nigga, than they hurt in America. I don't even know why she even said that. It's like I said, it's almost like over exaggerating some shit. Mexico get hurt more by the cartels than we do. Like, let's be real. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Trafficking, homicides, robbery, trafficking, drugs, whatever. Mexico get hurt more by anybody. Definitely America. Definitely more than America. Like, so it's just like, why would you even say some weird shit like that? But like I said, seemed like, oh, this shit is so crazy. Oh my God. We so getting fucked up. And first of all, okay. I don't even want to get in that shit no more, man. I like, this is why I say I don't even like debating people about this shit, because this is information you can find out very quickly. It's not hard. People choose to be stupid. So a lot of people in this country choose to be stupid. But let's move on.
Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico, is saying this is not welcome in our country. You know, you kind of see what she has to do perhaps there as well. What is your target, and how deep into Mexico do you intend to go?
Well, we're not going to comment on any of the reporting for the New York Times.
But you're going to. You're not going to comment on it, but you're going to. Listen, people, listen. I know a lot of people don't trust a lot of the mainstream shit. Certain shit just makes sense. And what I mean by that is, of course, Trump and them ain't going to say that they're got a scheme and they're plotting to go do something to Mexico. Of course not. All right? But let me explain something to y'all. Whenever the United States, I just say Donald Trump and them, decides to cross that line of taking their ass in Mexico and fucking with them cartels, and people die, even if some of them cartel people die, you can be like, oh, they was bad people. It doesn't matter. When they decide to do that, they didn't declare war on Mexico. Do y'all understand that? Because Mexico can say the same shit about any other country. But Mexico can't cross their borders and go be killing their bad people. Do y'all understand that? So, listen, but like I said, you don't put shit past Trump, because he would do it. It'd be stupid for him to do it, but he would do it. And please, I wish y'all know, like, I wish a lot of people, Trump supporters, I wish y'all was smart. I wish a lot of y'all had common sense. I just put it that way. Just common sense to go research and do shit. Instead of just being a bunch of cult followers. That shit ain't good for nobody. We start going to war with Mexico. Are y'all crazy? Because Mexico got allies too. Do y'all understand? The same allies that we have, Mexico have. So do you understand how that looks? If they would do, let's move on. We gotta stop the cartel somehow. You don't do it that way. You better have the president in Mexico saying it's okay. Do you understand that? So if he go do some dumb shit without the Mexican president saying, hey, nah. Without the Mexican president saying, yeah, we good with that. If she saying no, oh man, listen, man. You just declared war on Mexico. And some of our allies. You just can't up and just do that. But let's move on.
Sorry. I wish they had a little bit more commitment and patriotism to the country about what they report on a whole slew of levels.
Yeah, saying Trump secretly signed a directive to
go into Mexico. Also, that material
He talk about they should have a little bit more patriotism of the country. Let me say this: is Trump being patriotic when he disrespected John McCain? Was he a patriot then? Is he more patriotic? Huh? When Trump got in front of in front of Putin years ago and said he believes their intel over ours, was that being patriotic? So Pete Hegseth, stop talking them same old talking points on more like a moral level, like y'all moral. You're not moral. You're not patriots either. And I don't give a fuck. You serve this country. You are a disgrace. You are a traitor to the country. And just because you serve the country doesn't mean that you can't wind up being a motherfucking traitor. Because that's what you are. So don't tell me about patriotism, bitch. You ain't no fucking patriot either. If the New York Times or whatever you want to say, they ain't trying to be more patriotic, you ain't being patriotic either. And you damn sure ain't no patriot. You stand with a man that was it patriotic that Trump, excuse me, pardoned all the January 6th people when he said he wasn't. He pardoned even the violent ones, and then they still came out and was committing murder. They shot police officers. What's wrong with you, man? Don't sit up here on no moral high ground, MAGA. Y'all don't have no more high ground to stand on no more. You can call people socialists, whatever the fuck y'all call. Y'all don't have no morals to talk about nobody. Y'all stand beside a man that is known for standing with pedophiles. A man that pretends that he didn't really know that pedophile. He cut him off because he was a pedophile. Bullshit. Actually, no, he said he didn't cut him off for pedophile shit. He said he cut him off because what did he say? He said, paraphrasing, he said, I cut him off because he was stealing my employees to put him in a sex ring. Man, please. You got no more high ground no more, MAGA. You're all corrupt. You're all fucking losers. You're all fucking dumb as fuck. And you're all traitors to America. Any MAGA person, I see people with Trump support, all you bitches are traitors. Every last one of you. The fuck out of here. That's why I don't have no tolerance for none of y'all. Don't say shit to me. I won't say shit to y'all. That's how I feel. You voted for Trump, don't talk to me, man. Because your bullshit reason don't mean nothing to me. So you ain't got to explain nothing to me. Because I don't care. I don't care why you voted for Trump or you still support. I don't care. Because everything I said that he was going to do, he has done. Even a lot of the left told y'all what this motherfucker was capable of doing and what he would do, he has done. So don't miss me. Don't give me this moral high ground shit. None of you motherfuckers are patriots. You bitches are side. Y'all are with the Confederates. Basically, what's happening now, people, is that back in the day, we defeated the Confederates. They back now. And they took over the damn country. Because we tried to play fair with racists. This is what happened, America. We tried to play fair with racists, Confederates, traitors, white supremacists. They all in one. KKK. You call them all. They all under the Confederate umbrella. You call them Nazis if you want to. It doesn't matter to me. They all Confederates. They all traitors. So I don't give a fuck about none of them. Do I wish death on them? No. But if they died, I wouldn't care. Just like when Hulk Hogan died, I told y'all, fuck him. You don't side with the traitors. I don't give a fuck. He helped build up wrestling the way he did. I don't give a fuck about that shit. That shit is entertainment, nigga. We talking about people's lives here. We ain't talking about no motherfucking entertainment, nigga. He was an entertainer. I don't give a fuck about Hulk Hogan. I ain't glad he did, but I don't give a fuck that he did. Fuck him. Listen, I still got the interview with Brooke Hogan I still want to do, but I'm trying to analyze that shit of how I'm going to speak about this young girl. Because I don't want to be too disrespectful, but I don't want to sit there and give her ass a pass either. So I'm just trying to figure out what type of words I can use to somehow still be firm, but at the same time not to disrespect this young woman. And it makes my point of what I told y'all about white people that still back racists because they're their family members. They know they racist. They know they bigots. But like I said, they don't have, even if they can't see it, right? It's in their face. The reason they can't see it because it is their family members, right? And they white, and they don't have the experiences black people have. So they don't know how to. It's confusing for them. They the most confused people. That's why I say I always feel sorry for the kids, the white children, because they don't know. Like, yo, that shit is confusing. To turn on your parent back like that, that shit is hard to do. That shit ain't easy. That's why I say I'm very, very holding off on this live show that I want to do about Brooke Hogan and Hulk Hogan, especially Brooke Hogan. It's about her. I'm holding off on because I want to be in a good, clear-headed mind and be respectful. Still, you get what I mean? Because I get it's hard for her, bro. It's hard for her, man. You can hear it in her voice, but she's still white. Hey, man. Anyway, let's get back into it.
Like that, true or not, should never be released. Ultimately, the president ran on designating these organizations as foreign terrorist organizations. We spent 20 years battling foreign terrorists in other countries. Now we've got them in our own hemisphere, poisoning our people with drugs, with gangs, with violence, with human trafficking. President Trump has said enough is enough. We've sealed it at the border. I mean, the military's down at the border
and listen, that's Nazi talk. Poisoning out people. That shit don't even sound right. That mean they poisoning everybody. They intentionally trying to poison us. Listen, this is what happens when you got buffoons and racists in office. You think a drug dealer is thinking about killing their customers? I used to be a drug dealer. I'm telling you, you ain't thinking about killing your goddamn customers. Is some people reckless and stupid? Yes. And they fuck around and kill people? I get that. Yeah. How they be mixing drugs and shit. I told y'all about that. But who the fuck is really trying to... You ask any drug dealer that's locked up, was their intentions to poison the people or poison the blood of the people with drugs? Just local. We ain't talking about the cartel. We're just talking about regular drug dealers. You that chap and know how to cook the shit up. You think they trying to kill people? Nigga, they want them customers to come back so they can make more money. What is wrong? No, man. Like I said, we're a part of slow society. We're a part of slow society. This society is very, very slow. The drug dealers, they just out here. You think the cartel they might not care if they kill anybody or not. Listen, I believe a drug dealer don't really care. Right? But they're not intentionally trying to kill people when they're selling drugs or they dealing drugs or trafficking in drugs. Okay? That's far from their fucking thought process. Yeah, we're gonna give them this bad batch of drugs, or this is gonna kill people. They ain't thinking about that shit. They thinking about making money. Nobody thinking about killing nobody with drugs, bro, or selling drugs or transporting drugs. Nobody's thinking about killing motherfuckers. They want motherfuckers to be alive so they can keep transporting drugs and selling drugs. Listen, I'm not here to make excuses for people that sell drugs and shit like that, because I'm highly against it. And I used to be a drug dealer. But I'm telling you for a fact, no drug dealer was thinking about killing people with drugs. That's far from their fucking mind. They're not even thinking about that. It's not even in their thought process. Now you say the motherfuckers is being reckless, sending that type of poison over here, because drugs is poison. But to say that, they poison the blood and poison the people. No. Listen, motherfuckers got a choice to do drugs, man. Now, once you hooked on that shit, that's on you. I mean, I put it this way. When you do any drug, let's just say just drugs, period. Like this, let's say like the hard drugs. When anybody decides to take those drugs or do those drugs, they chose to do it. You can't blame that they're addicted to it or nothing like that. They chose to do it. Now, once they do the drugs and they get hooked, then that's when you're supposed to feel sorry for the people that's on drugs. But you know that's the opposite, right? You know that? People are more harder on people that would try drugs, right? Would say it ain't their fault they try drugs. They blame it on the drug dealer. No, it's not the drug dealer. It's the person that takes the drugs. But they blame the person, they blame the drug dealer before they blame the person for doing the fucking drugs. And then when the person is on the drugs and they fucked up and they out their fucking mind, you don't have any sympathy for them on the drugs. Because now they hooked. They can't get off the shit. It's not as easy for people that they think. Oh, they just get off the drugs. They can just stop it. Okay, cool. This motherfucker's out here right now addicted to eating sugar every motherfucking day. This motherfucker's out here addicted to eating bad food all the time. You think it's easy for them to stop eating that shit? No, it's a taste bud. It's in you at this point. And it ain't no different with drugs. That shit is in you. It is hard to get that shit. It's in your system. It's all through. That shit takes over your soul. It damn near be on some spiritual shit when motherfuckers on drugs. They got to have it. You ever seen a fiend? Like, yo, you see people that get high have, like, they don't be embarrassed about nothing. But if they was in a right mind, the shit that you see them and how they looking and how they acting, and man, they would be embarrassed. But they don't, because the drugs done took over. It took over their mind, body, and soul. It took it over. That shit is in their bloodstreams. It's in them. They gone, man. But we don't have a lot of fucking empathy and sympathy for those people. We get mad at them because they did drugs. They started out doing the drugs. We blame them. I mean, we don't blame them when they take the drugs first, but then we get mad at them because they own the drugs. And now they're addicted. We don't have no sympathy for that. So we damn near, if you really look at it, we damn near give the fucking drug dealers a pass. Because some of the drug dealers got more of a better choice not to sell the drugs than the motherfucker that's getting addicted to the drugs. And like I said, we don't know how people start fucking with drugs a lot of the times. We have ideas and we know certain situations of life stories and shit like that. But you don't know why people take drugs. But anyway, give me 1 second, y'all. All right, people, I'm back.
With CBP and ICE sealing that, we have, and we've come alongside them. Now, where appropriate, when given the opportunity, when it makes sense at the directive of the president, we will take action to defend the American people.
Does that mean that you foresee U.S. troops in Mexico in some way, shape, or form? Or are you thinking drone attacks, air attacks? What do you think?
I can't reveal anything, but I'm not.
First of all, you can't do none of that. Like, that's how evil and fucked up Laura Ingraham is. And maybe because she's not stupid. Laura Ingraham is very intelligent. She's intentionally trying to mislead the people. I don't give a fuck what it is. You can't evade another fucking country like that. Listen, just say they do drones. That's still evading a country. Especially if they kill people with those drones. Because we do have drones now, people, that we kill people with drones. Definitely America. We definitely do that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, even if we did that, that shit's still like illegally, what's the word I'm looking for? Domestic. Not domestic. No, not domestic. I'm looking for the wrong shit. It's against international laws. You can't do that to another country. Can't just strike drones down, man. Just because you're talking about some fucking cartels. Like, what are you talking about? But anyway, let's move on, man. That's what I said. Margaret, we fuck.
In my hand that there will be U.S. troops in Mexico. That's not what I'm saying.
But were you worried that now the cartels are just moving everything around, that they know that there's a target on their back? They're just like hiding everything, however they do that?
We're watching.
First of all, Mexico, the cartels already do that anyway. Laura Ingham just talking nonsense. And she's talking about, oh, we watching them? P.S. Are we watching them? Watching them do what? People, they will not listen. The only way you stop a cartel, if you make sure all them motherfuckers together and you kill them all. And that's kind of what Trump and them is talking about. Even if you do that, you're going to kill innocent people doing that. Like, you dropping drones or you going there in military strike, you're going to kill innocent people. That's what war is. That's why people don't like war. That's why you plan this shit. You just don't do stupid shit like, never mind. Let's move on, man. Like I said, this country, like I said, it's a lot of real. I'm not saying Trump won't do it. I'm saying it's a lot of tough talk. Because once you cross that line, America can't come back from that. He doesn't just put in present of our country being in a situation, he put our future in jeopardy. With this dumbass thing you talking about going over Mexico and killing people because at the end of the day, regardless if they criminals or not, they still Mexican citizens. You can't go over in somebody's country and kill him without the permission of the fucking country. But anyway, let's move on.
We know a little bit more than they think we might know about them. We spent a lot of attention watching them. We're focused on this. It's a presidential priority. It's our priority. We're working with federal partners to identify that all across the Western Hemisphere. This is something we're not taking lying down anymore. If you're trafficking in drugs, you're trafficking in people, you're trafficking in violence that affect the American people, that's unacceptable, and the Defense Department is going to be a part of solving that.
China on its end.
You ain't going to be a part of doing nothing. You cannot kill other people from other countries without permission. This ain't like Mexico is not like a fucking like Iran or Pakistan or some shit. That you can't do that. Number one, you don't have any jurisdiction to do that as far as internationally. You don't have that. Because the president of Mexico ain't give you the heads up and saying that's okay to do. You basically declaring war on Mexico. Like, how stupid. Never mind. Let's move on. Like I said, we're amongst the stupid.
The U.S. government on the Mexico side. Friday, big day in Alaska. President Trump meets with Vladimir Putin, but we understand that Volodymyr Zelensky will not be there, but the president said...
And let me say that Alaska is the dumbest state in America. It's the dumbest state in America. And the reason, and people probably saying like you just been this, no. The reason that Alaska is the most dumbest state in America is because of the simple fact that they don't like they're like occlusive. They don't like. You ever seen somebody from Alaska, bro? Like you understand? They almost kind of live like they ain't even a part of America. America really like that. Like they move different out that motherfucker. Like it, like yo, they don't. Just trying to tell y'all, man. But anyway, let's move on. Alaska. Okay, cool. Whatever. Alaska is one of the dumbest countries in the world. I mean, in the state. I mean, in the country. One of the dumbest states in the country. And it's not because they just dumb. They just don't get information like that. It's very isolated out there. I'm just trying to listen. Okay. Let's move on.
You know, you would tell him how the meeting went. That's been criticized by those who, you know, kind of want to keep this war going indefinitely. But tell us what the posture is now. I know you don't want to get ahead of the president, but ultimately, what would look like something close to success here?
Well, nobody else could have created the conditions that lead to a meeting like this.
Hasn't been there since 2015, Putin in the United States.
No, and certainly under Joe Biden, the violence raged, the war raged, and Putin never took him seriously.
First of all, let me explain something to y'all. See, this is the problem with Republicans. You want people to take you as your word, right? Trump promised for 3 years, Putin wouldn't do this under me or nothing like that. And when I get in there, it's only going to take me 1 day. This is his words. This ain't nobody else's words. But listen, a lot of us knew it was a crock of shit. But this is his words. Excuse me. When I get in office, first day when I get in office, I'm going to stop the war between Ukraine and Russia. People, we still 8 months in his presidency and the war's still going on. Fuck you talking about? Don't blame shit on Biden, nigga. And like I said, Trump was the president before. He ain't do nothing about it then. You think Russia wasn't escalating under Trump? That's what Trump was kissing his ass. Nobody was we was talking about it, but nobody would listen. You cannot keep giving a dictator like that leeway and trying to befriend a fucking dictator like that. What happened? Biden get in that bitch. He escalates it. And like I said, the one thing I know about Russia will turn up. They will do some shit because they hate America. They hate America. Putin hate America. Putin hate Trump. He using Trump like it hasn't been no Republican ever gave Putin. They all called him a dictator until Trump. Every president in the 21st century always did. Not this motherfucker. He won't go in there and be buddy with Putin. Okay, cool. Trump knew, listen, and let me say this. Trump knew Russia was helping him in the elections. He knew. Why do you think his campaign, his son and all them was sit down with Russian operatives? You remember that shit? People, oh, that's a hoax. It ain't no hoax. All right, man. Like I said, let's move on, man.
Enough to even consider a meeting. So already President Trump has changed the game. He's created the conditions for a possible negotiated settlement, which is his goal from the beginning at a very complex battlefield. I don't think...
How much y'all want back? If Trump come out with a deal, I guarantee you Ukraine ain't going to go for it. How much money y'all want to put on? Because I guarantee you somehow, some way, Putin going to say what he want, and Zelensky going to be like, nah, man, get the fuck out of here with that. No. and it's going to keep the war going on. And Trump going to say, oh, we came to an agreement. No, you came to an agreement with Putin, but you didn't come to an agreement with Zelensky and Putin. With all three of y'all there. Putin don't even want to do that shit no more. I don't even think Zelensky want to do it, really. Want to sit down with Putin and let some shit, like he know for a fact that it's gonna stop the war. I think at this point, everybody talking about it's a bad look on Zelensky. No, it ain't. Why the fuck would I go sit down with y'all and I know ain't nothing gonna happen? You talk to that motherfucker. We've been trying to, squash this beef. He don't want to do it. So you go talk to him. But I'm still going to defend my country. But just like the right wing, oh, he don't want to go sit down and talk. Nigga, fuck you. I'm Zelensky. I don't want to sit down with Trump or this motherfucker. Trump called me a dictator. Fuck out of here. Fuck you. I feel a certain type of way, nigga. The real dictator is the motherfucker that you kiss ass to, but Zelensky, you call him a dictator that his country got invaded. Yeah, please, man. Get the fuck out of here. First of all, how the fuck is it? First of all, you can't even get into what the G8 or G16 or whatever it is. You can't even get into that if you are a fucking dictator. That's why I think Putin is not even in there. That's what he was mad about. At the end of the day, that's what he's mad about. He got shunned. See, when you get all, I forgot what they call it, the one shit they call it, well, how do all the global leaders get together? I think it might be is it the G16 or is it G? It might be the G16 or something like that. When all the when all the different countries get together, Russia could be a part of that because that's more of talking about certain shit. But as far as like doing certain business, Russia can't be a part of certain shit. A lot of dictators can't. Iran, a lot of the motherfucking dictator countries, little Kim, none of them. Let us be real. Like people. All right, man. Let's move on, man.
Vladimir Putin would be meeting unless he's felt that heat. And I think there's a chance. And the president's laid out the parameters, and so is Steve Witkoff and others who are in the strength side of the piece.
Ooh. Putin is very, very scared. Oh, Putin is very, very scared. Trump, he feeling the heat. Ooh. Yeah, all right, man. What Trump gonna do? Trump ain't gonna do shit to Russia. Not nothing. He talking all that gangster shit. He ain't did nothing. He ain't gonna do shit. He talking the same shit that Biden did, talking about putting sanctions on him. He ain't putting no troops on the ground, so shut the fuck up. All that tough shit. Oh, he know you for real. For real about what? You ain't putting no troops on the ground. Putin don't give a fuck about nothing what you talking about. Because you still, as an American, you still gonna do business with him. Fuck out of here. That's why them sanctions at a certain point was bullshit too. That Biden even did. Let me tell you something. What Biden should have did, and I'm not condoning war. I'm just saying sometimes you gotta go to war. I ain't gonna say go to war or take a stand. Listen, I'd have put motherfucking American troops on the front lines and say, we wish y'all would stop the invasion. And if you kill any and our people, watch what happened to you. Then we'll go to war with you. That's how you scare motherfucker. This whole notion, they were trying to do, even Biden did this peaceful shit with, not peaceful shit, but not go to war with Russia by giving them sanctions. You think they give a fuck about any sanctions? You think Putin give a fuck about any sanctions? Yeah, all right. Smoking crack. Anyway, let's move on.
Through strength business, but on the negotiating side, there's going to be, could be land swaps. There's going to be concessions. No one's going to be happy, but if anybody can do it, it's going to be President Trump.
Are you going to be there?
I don't know. We'll see what my calendar looks like. Possibly.
Well, can you call us when you find out the information?
We'll know.
Talking about, we don't know what my schedule going to be like. First of all, you should be there. You ain't on the battlefield. You should have. Well, I'm sorry. He might can't be there. People, he don't got enough people under him that can help him work shit out to keep the military as afloat, because they didn't fire everybody. These are facts. So yeah, he right. He can't be there. He don't know if he can be there. We got the most incompetent people running our country. This shit is sad. Just because they racist. That's the crazy shit about it, MAGA. Like, y'all don't understand. Y'all putting all of our lives in danger because y'all so damn racist. This man is incompetent. This man's genuinely a DEI hire. You really want to be real about it, but let's move on, man. I can't take no more of this nigga. I can't take no more of this motherfucker, man. Can't take no more. All right, now let's listen to the mayor from Baltimore. Now see what he talk about the whole military shit. Let me get the clip coming. He talking about, he said he gonna come into Baltimore City. You see how that work out for you?
DC is not the first time. I mean, it's not the first city as well where the president has made crime his focal point. Remember, it's not even the first year he said it. He did it in his first term when he was president before. He did it during the campaign in 2024, trying to be president again. He did it 2 months ago, actually, when he deployed nearly 5,000 National Guard troops to LA. That was to end protests against immigration raids. Remember that? Well, that move, is still being challenged in court, and we haven't seen the end of that yet. But he gave a warning to leaders of what he knows as blue cities. He might be next.
We have other cities also that are bad, very bad. You look at Chicago, how bad it is. You look at Los Angeles, how bad it is. We have other cities that are very bad. New York has a problem. And then you have, of course, Baltimore and Oakland. We don't even mention that anymore. They're so far gone.
Now, mind you, listen, all them states that he said and cities, they have nothing on the crime rate of Republican states. None of them states are even in the top 5, maybe even in the top 10 of high crime rate. Just think about that. Just think about it. Georgia crime rate that's ran by a Republican is higher than Maryland's, higher than Chicago. Do y'all know that? But, you listen to Trump, you would think that these places are so out of control. There ain't no other states more out of control than theirs. Or that crime rate ain't nowhere compared to these Democrat states. But anyway, let's move on.
I had to wonder when I was watching him earlier what each of the mayors of those cities were thinking when they were called out, whether it was accurate or not, what their reaction might be. So I invited one on. a mayor of one of the cities that Trump said might be on deck. He joins me now. It's Mayor Brandon Scott of Baltimore, Maryland. Mayor, welcome. As I mentioned earlier, look, people have to feel safe. And you can give them all the stats in the world. If they don't feel it, then they're not buying it. You, of course, know that in your district, in your state and city, it's different than Washington, D.C., right? Because the president is able to send in the National Guard and take over D.C. police for a period of about 30 days. But a military presence in Washington, D.C., is that the right way to fight crime here, given your...
I told you, you heard her. That's what I told you, D.C. is different. Yeah, he probably can come and send the military here for 30 days, but they got to go. They got to leave. They got to get the fuck up out of here. Even when it comes to the FBI, they got to roll. They can't be just rolling the fucking street. Because at this point, you're just terrorizing the community. Because like I said, you just basically assuming that the whole state is criminals. So you locking down shit that you ain't got to lock down. But like I said, you ain't got to believe me. Like I said, research this shit. It's not the same. DC different from Maryland. Just Maryland, period. When you just got to talk about Baltimore City, the whole state of Maryland, you can't do that. Not in Maryland. The governor will get involved. First of all, the governor going to get involved. The state legislators is going to get involved. The federal judges in the state of Maryland is going to get involved. So no, Trump just can't come in and do that bullshit he talking about. Well, we gonna come. Yeah, you can come there for 30 days, but I guarantee you it's gonna be a whole bunch of pushback. And it ain't just gonna be coming from the citizens. It's gonna most likely come from the Baltimore City cops. I keep telling y'all that, man. Let's move on, man. Trump talk a tough game.
Experience in Baltimore.
No, and I think we all know that, right? And we all know what the president is doing is really just spitting this right-wing propaganda and using the media and the bully pulpit of the highest office of the land to push things that we know. No one in D.C., my sister Maher is not saying that they don't have issues to work on, but the reality is that D.C.'s violent crime is at a 13-year low. And quite frankly, that's the case for cities around the country. I think it's very notable that each and every one of the cities called out by the president has a black mayor. And most of those cities are seeing historic lows in violent crime. In my city, in Baltimore, we have the fewest amount of homicides through this date on record. That's 50 years, a 50-year low. Maybe we are too far gone from the broken right-wing policies of zero
now,
tolerance.
mind you, the stats is, right? From 2004, it was 88 homicides rate, down to 68. These are facts. You just can't make shit up. It's facts. And I keep trying to tell y'all, Baltimore is not like how it used to be. The crime rate is down. It's not hot. It's like DC. It's not hot. He's only targeting, and like he said, states or cities that's ran by black mayors. It's a pattern, right? But mainly, it's a liberal state. We vote more liberal than we vote Republican. Not saying Republicans don't win here. They just don't win like that here. Because every time Republicans get in, they fuck shit up. Even in our states. But you notice he's only he's targeting black in liberal states that has black mayors. And we probably the only state, maybe other than maybe, I think we probably the only state We the only state that actually have a black governor and a black mayor. So, like, just imagine that. So, like you can't like see the thing about Trump is he lie about shit. But then when them statistics come out, oh, it's fake news, it's fake, everything fake. I was watching CNN up there with Scott Jennings. He's saying, oh, the states be lying about how low their crime rates are. What? You can't lie about that shit. It's a census that goes in. It's a process that goes in with that shit, not just on a state level. The state they're a part of that too. I mean, the federal government is a part of the state level shit, so they know the statistics. So it ain't just a state thing. They can just lie about that. You just can't lie about no shit like that. Then overall, through the whole country, the country is at an all-time low in crimes. Don't matter what statistic it is. Like, I mean, as far as with any crime it is. We all at an all-time low. In the whole entire country. But this motherfucker wanna, you get what I mean? That's what I told you about Republicans. They make shit worse. Because it's not really about the crime. It's about the race. Republicans are racist. That's what that R stand for. Racist. The fuck you talking about? Acting like crime is crazy. It's not. And the motherfuckers that you need to focus on, you don't focus on. Is anybody really talking about the domestic violence mass shooters that we just got in the last couple of days? Like 3 or 4 fucking mass shootings. Nobody's talking about that. Because everybody focuses on DC. Because a dude got his nose broken that worked in the government. Get the fuck out of here, bro. People dead. And they ain't focusing on that shit. They don't want to do policy. They don't want to send the National Guard in for that shit. Where the FBI at? Where the DOJ for that? They ain't doing shit. Because it will be another and another and another. I keep telling y'all, it's 2 crimes in this country that the federal government doesn't pay attention to, and which they should. Domestic terrorism, which comes from white men. Okay? They don't pay attention to that. And they kill multiple people all the time. Just one incident, they kill more people than a motherfucker go in the hood and kill one person or 2 people. They kill multiple motherfuckers. These domestic terrorists. These white domestic terrorists. They don't pay attention to that. They don't give a fuck about that. The federal government. And then the other shit is fraud. But they'll worry about if me or you commit fraud, though. Fuck out of here. Oh, and the third thing is pedophiles. They own the regular local pedophiles, right? But they don't give a fuck about these pastors that are fucking out here fucking these children. Molesting these children. I didn't say fucking them, but they molesting them. Raping them. But government don't pay attention to that shit. Let's move on.
Policing and all the things that did not make our city safer for all those many years. But we know that having the military there is not the way to do it. The way to drive down violence in cities has been proven. Mayors across the country have brought together law enforcement, the legal community, the actual community, the community violence intervention work to reduce violence across this country and cities to lows that we have not seen in decades. The president
and I can speak on that. You want me to tell you why I can speak on that? Because that's all I always tell y'all. I say that everybody that lives in a bad neighborhood ain't on that bullshit. I swear to y'all, on my life. Listen, you hear more people coming out telling you to be safe out there than they ever did. Because they want you to be safe. Yeah, do stupid shit happen, fuck shit happen? Yeah, and fucked up, yes. But the people are tired of this shit. That's why the crime rate is down. A lot of people ain't scared to, hey, yeah, that motherfucker did it. Lock his ass up. And understand, too, we understand a lot of those people that live in the community, which is me, understand that the police help create violence. Nobody talks about that, but it's actually true. You know niggas are selling dope. You know they doing it there. But the one thing that I did notice about the drug dealers and the dope dealers, I'm not saying all of them, but some of them. Kids walking past and shit like that, they're not doing that in front of children. You starting to see that they got some type of conscience. Because I know I didn't. When I was out there, I didn't give a fuck. I would never sell to a kid, but I'm just saying. Shit, I ain't never sell. There's certain rules. You ain't sell to your homies' parents and shit like that. But then at a while, shit gets all getting blurry for me, and I think I did it once or twice. That I sold some drugs to one of my homies' parents, and then I sold some drugs to one of the chicks that I actually loved back in the day. Her mom was on drugs and shit, and I did that shit. And I believe that I felt sorry for her. And that's why I did it. It wasn't because I wanted to. It's just because I was like, oh, it's just another drug sale. I did it because I felt sorry. As fucked up as that sound, but I actually did. That was my way of justifying it. I shouldn't have been doing it anyway, but that was my way of justifying that bullshit. So yeah, like, come on, man. We gotta use our brain out here, man. Listen. I got street smarts and I got educational smarts, and I'm telling you, a lot of this shit that people saying is bullshit. None of that shit makes any sense. If you really break it down and you really know what you're talking about, and if you really know the streets, you got educational smarts. I mean, street smarts and educational smarts. If you got both of those things, you know when people say certain shit, that shit sounds stupid. And that's me. I know when people bullshit, and I know when people saying some stupid shit that don't make no damn sense. But anyway, let's move on.
A lot from us instead of throwing things at us.
You know, interestingly, hearing your response, very different than your sister Maher here in Washington, D.C. She walked a fine line with her response, saying that there was no emergency conditions in D.C. She did not openly criticize the president like others have, and perhaps justifiably so. But as I mentioned, different leverage, right, from your counterpart. Baltimore, the District of Columbia. I mean, the license plates alone here remind people about no representation and no elections being able to be voted on by the people here at the federal level. So does that lack of...
And that's the thing. People don't understand that DC people can't vote on federal elections. They can't. So that's the difference too. That's part of one of the difference. That's a big difference. That's why this mayor, it seemed like she cowered, but she had no choice. She was powerless in a way, you can say. So it may seem like she was selling out. I say if that was me, because I'm different, but I can't speak for that sister. I can't tell that sister that's what she should have did, right? But if it was me, I would have quit. You get somebody else that's a lapdog in it, because you don't need me, right? You get somebody that you want, because they're gonna do the same shit that I gotta do anyway. I gotta bow down to Trump anyway, right? So what'd be the difference if he had a lackey in there? It's not that big of a difference. You're gonna do what the fuck Trump and them want you to do. The federal government wants you to do. I told you they don't have no representatives in the Senate or in the Congress as a whole. They don't have no representatives, right? They don't have they can't vote on a federal level, and that's the craziest shit. How the fuck a state that's ran by the federal government can't vote on a federal level? They can't the citizens, and they don't have no representation in Congress on the federal level. How that make any sense? But it is what it is.
Leverage. Do you think that explains her approach compared to what you can say?
Don't just take classes, take charge. Start your comeback today at PurdueGlobal.edu.
That commercial, my bad.
Well, listen, my sister mayor is in a position that no other mayor in the country
True.
is. Right, the federal government has deep control over the District of Columbia, and they have deep control in many different ways. Not just with obviously with the National Guard, but with the purse strings. And what she is doing is trying to balance out.
Right, and listen, and they don't even control their money in DC. That's why I always told y'all it's deeper than what y'all think it is. DC don't even control their own where their money goes. The federal government decides that. Just trying to tell y'all, and let me be real about that. We want to sit here and just blame Republicans for that. No, I blame Democrats for that, because they should have been in the last 10 years. Excuse me. Should have been pushing for that. All these things so they can have a representative where their money go. But they can't. But what is deeper too, where do you put the federal government? Like, how much power would they, like, you could listen, we seen how Trump using his power now, right? We never had the issue. That's why DC really didn't, or a lot of people ain't pushed the issue for DC to have power or have people to represent them like that, because no president came and did what Trump has ever done. You have to remember that. Not in the 21st century, no. I don't even think outside of the 21st century, I don't think that you had a president that did that. I mean, did what he's doing. Right? So that's why I think a lot of people did not think that it was a big deal. Even people in DC even thought it was a big deal. Right? Because my whole thing is if DC ran by a federal government, it shouldn't be considered a state then. They shouldn't. If anybody live in that state, nobody should be able to vote. on a federal level. But Trump and people that's in the government can vote on the federal level. If you're in Congress or some shit like that, then you can vote, right? Because you live in DC, right? But DC citizens, even the mayor, can't vote on the federal level. They have no representation. I told y'all they don't have a senator. They don't have a fucking, have a House representative. They don't have none of that shit. That's what I be trying to tell y'all. Like, it's different in DC. But like I said, if you do that, just make the whole state like that. They shouldn't, like, that should just be controlled by the federal government. And to the point, because if you make it the whole federal government like that, then that means everybody can vote. But only the people that's in government only can vote on the federal level. Think about that. On the federal level. Now, I'm not saying they can vote like DC, they get federal rules. I'm just saying they can vote back home. But it shouldn't even be like that. You live in DC. Your vote shouldn't even count. Once you in DC, your vote don't count. Just like those people that's DC natives can't vote on the federal level or any state for a representative. And neither should you. Once you in DC. If you live in DC, nobody should be able to vote. But that's what's happening. Now, I ain't saying on the state level, you can vote on the state level, but like the federal level, you can't vote. So I don't think nobody should be able to vote. I don't give a fuck you from another state. You shouldn't be able to vote. Because you live in DC. That's why that shit is mad unfair. I'm trying to tell y'all, man.
Balance out that reality versus also being able to fight for Washingtonians. And I think that all of us should be thinking about that and how we would perform in that same situation. But the rest of us, we don't have those same issues that our sister mayor in DC has, and we approve it. And I think that
so hold on, Mayor, how would you
allow this to be a distraction?
Sure, I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but I am curious in what you said without the strings. What if the president picks Baltimore next, given the decrease in crime rate, the job that you have done to lower those numbers? You talk about the historic lows. How would the city of Baltimore, under your leadership, react if President Trump orders the National Guard and the FBI into Baltimore?
Well, listen, we would take, as we have seen before, we would take any legal action or any action that we can to work to prevent that. We've seen this and have had this threatened before in 2020, following George Floyd's murder. This isn't the first time on this rodeo. But the reality is that we all know this is a distraction. The president does not want the American people to hear him answer questions about the economy or the Epstein files, or that the country has lost its state in the world, or that we're a less safe nation because of some of the actions that he's taken. And what he's doing is dog whistling.
Or the drugs, or the jobs. That's why he fired the job person that comes out with the data. Said that it was misinformation. Listen, they didn't do misinformation. What happened was when you're understaffed, you're not going to get the data that you want, right? We had no problem when Joe Biden was in office and the data was there, right? Of saying the jobs was lower. than he expected, right? Because you can expect anything, right? Because you get certain data, you be like, oh, this is like that. But then when it's like you projecting some shit, right? Like you projecting that the data going to be this. This is almost like what Trump does, but he just lies, right? He lying about the data. Joe Biden looks at the data. His people look at the data. They're like, oh, well, we should be able to do this and do that. So you projecting, right? Then when the data comes out, that what you projected didn't actually didn't come out to be what you said it was going to be. That doesn't mean it's a lie. That means an administration had an expectation of certain data that they had, or what they've been doing in their administration that they thought that they was doing to boost jobs or the economy in a certain type of way, right? This we focus on jobs, and come to find out, right? Because even the person that's doing it, this is the president saying that if we do this, we're gonna create these jobs. So they going off of that. But then when the real data come out and it says, oh no, you didn't do that, then they got a report on that. That's not lying. You're just projecting that you hoping that what you're doing in your administration is going to help create jobs. Right? You're getting all this data. Then next thing you know, okay, the shit that you thought, all the data that you had, all the shit that the policies and everything that you was doing, that you projected, didn't work out. That's not a lie, people. That ain't what actually really happened. So that means you was off. That don't mean you was lying. That was what you was hoping for. Or you was saying, look, this is what my policies going to do. Or what I'm doing to help the jobs increase. But it didn't do it. That doesn't mean you lied. That means you failed. That's it. Didn't mean you lied. Mean you failed to do what you said. The projections of what you're saying, or your policies and everything that you was doing to increase jobs did not work. It was almost like people was trying to downplay Biden shit of jobs was at an all-time high, right? Especially for black folks. But the economy was doing bad. But then we keep forgetting about how things affect the economy. It don't matter how many people is working. Okay? It's about how much money that the American people are spending and what they could spend. And at the same time, which the federal government has no control of how personal companies can raise prices. They can raise prices. It doesn't really fucking matter too much what the federal government says. You want this to lower down. How you what? You gotta give me something. If I'm a lawyer, if I'm a company, and this is how a lot of companies work. If I'm a company, well, why should I lower it? I'm trying to make the most money I can get when the economy fucked up. I told y'all, Republicans do not know how to run the country. They just don't. And then you got MAGAs out here, they just so stupid. Oh, Trump doing a great job. No, he's not. He's not. Like, I mean, what have changed? Nothing changed. Everything's the same. When Biden left, it's the same shit you had a problem with when Biden was there. What is the difference? It's no difference. You didn't see no difference. right? I'm going off of their narrative. I know I did, but I'm just saying they saying that they ain't seen no difference. Well, they saying that Biden was so worse, and I'm trying to tell them, what did Donald Trump do that was better, that made your life better? It's nothing. The rich got richer once again. And you gotta understand, he had tax cuts for the rich in there that was fucking our economy up. Joe Biden was fighting all that shit and COVID. Everyone's, oh, shit too high. Trump already fucked the country up. You never blamed him. You thought Biden was gonna come in there for 4 years and fix that shit? First of all, even when George Bush Jr., these are facts. You can look it up. This ain't complicated. I don't give a fuck about you talking. Like, that's why I said they lying. These Trump people, they lying. When George Bush Jr. fucked the economy up and Barack Obama got in office, you think the economy was great? You think people weren't still saying they was hurting? In the first 4 years? Yeah, they were. They were saying the same shit. What happened when he got another 4 years? The economy got better. When you fucking economy up like that, it's going to take more than 4 years to do. That's why I told people, why y'all voting for a Democrat? Let Trump win. He already fucked the economy up. That was his own fault. People would have gave him a little pass for the COVID. Yeah, we all would have. But he mishandled it. And then by him mishandling it and the COVID came, they all blame Biden. Or they made us wear masks. How the fuck up your money? You just had to wear a mask, bitch. I'm not going to go and stop working at a fucking job over a fucking mask. What the fuck are you talking about? Bunch of stupid ass cult religious folks. Anti-vaccine, anti-medicine. And I'm supposed to take y'all serious. You help fuck the country up with your dumb ass shit. You got over 1 million people dead because of y'all stupidity. But we gonna blame Biden because y'all motherfuckers can't, because the eggs ain't getting lowered. Gas prices high. We gonna blame Biden for that. Okay, cool. You go ahead and do that. Like I said, ain't nothing changed under Trump. Listen, if shit was bad under Biden, it ain't no difference of when Trump is there. The fuck you talking about? And I can tell you that for a fact. I still pay the same prices that I was paying in COVID. Actually, a lot of shit then went up. You get your little discounts here and there, running the sales and shit like that. But come on, ain't nothing changed. I watch the economy. I watch how motherfuckers was coming to me and they was saying, I swear, it was a fucking a lady that I delivered to, and she said to me, she asked me, she said, she worked for the postal office. And Trump trying to destroy that. He's trying to get rid of that. And she said, how much y'all making at what y'all, what you doing? Or whatever, right? I said, I make about $23, $20, $24, $25 an hour. It's around that range. She was like, shit, well, I make about 25 out the gate. Like, you just start there. But let me explain something to y'all what's crazy about that. The labor is crazy. And believe it or not, it depends where you at too. Right? Because if you work in the city right? As a postal person that deliver mail, right? That $25 ain't shit an hour. That's why she even asked me that. Because you got to actually get out your vehicle and walk blocks. That's labor. But I've been into neighborhoods where they got mailboxes that you ain't got to get out your car. They ain't even got to get out their trucks or whatever they doing, right? They got certain type of trucks because they work on one side. It's like almost on some London shit. You drive on one side, right? But you see the difference in the city. But these motherfuckers got trucks. Or vans, you can say. Yeah, trucks and vans. But they gotta get out the car. And they gotta walk the blocks. That's labor. And they don't get paid. That $25 they making an hour, and she said, "Oh no, I can't do that." When I told her we made about 23, something like that. She was like, "Oh no, hell no, that's not enough money." I'm thinking to myself, it depends where you working at as a postal officer. The labor of your shit. You walking blocks. I ain't walking no fucking blocks. I'm just getting out, delivering some shit, walk some shit. I'm back in the truck riding. But they are walking blocks. It is a difference. I'm trying to tell y'all. They should be getting paid way more than we do. You talking about people out that motherfucker, man. You see people out that motherfucker later than Amazon workers. And they start early, they start way earlier than we do. They start like 5, 6 in the morning. You see Amazon drivers out there, we got different shifts of where we work when we work. Like my first stop, a lot of the times, it's probably around no later than 11 o'clock. And that's just because we running late of loading or some shit like that. I get that first stop at 11 when I start working. But if we get out there in good time around like 10 o'clock, 10:02, something around there, anything around early 10:05, anything around 10:05, I'm good. I get to my first stop. And it depends where it's at too, but a lot of times I get to my first stop around about fucking 10:45. This is my first stop, 10:45. It takes me about 45 minutes to get to my first stop. That's the stupidest shit. I ain't like, anyway. But like I said, it's more complicated. But 10:45, 10:50. You know what I mean? Like, so probably about 11 o'clock, 11:10, I probably did probably about 20 stops. Right? So, but like I said, like, it's different. But I look at with them male people, they be walking blocks, bro. Yeah, they should be getting paid like 30, 40 an hour. Especially in the city. They actually get paid more in the county than they get paid in the city. Facts. And they do more labor in the city. They got more blocks that they got to do. They got more blocks they got to walk. They just can't get it. They just can't go ride. Because I've been in the county, in some of the suburbs. You can just drive your truck. Because they got different little trucks. I told you one of them, like how they drive in London. Those trucks, you can just drive, put that shit in the mailbox. Now, if you got like a package or something like that, you got to, from Amazon or something, like whatever it is, yeah, you may got to go take that to the house. But it's rare. It's rare that they do that. But them motherfuckers be sitting there just driving, putting that shit in the mailbox, putting that shit in the mailbox. And they might got more stops, but it's easier. You see the motherfuckers in the hood, them motherfuckers got to get out their trucks, have their bags, big ass bags full of mail. And they doing blocks. And they get paid less. I'm telling y'all, that shit don't make no sense to me. But like I said, that is capitalism. If you live somewhere where the community is more poor, it's the most difficult to do a job, but you get paid less. But if you work somewhere in the county or in the suburbs, you get paid more. And it's not that big of a deal. I'd rather work in the county as a male person than to work in the city. Let's see, in the county, then everybody got mailboxes. Everybody. It's very rare that you go to a spot where they ain't got no mailboxes, but I guarantee you your route ain't bigger. Your route is smaller, but you get paid less. And it's harder to work that shit. Like I seen my man Tay, right, that worked with me, right, is a driver. This nigga, even before, like I said, because I never asked him, and I won't do it, right? That's his business. I ain't pocket watching like that. But my man Tay and shit, he been there for years. And I've seen people quit off of this shit. That people, but like I said, you can't hate on people, but you'd be like, yo, that motherfucker deserve that position more than that person. But it happened a lot. Motherfucker, my man Tay, been there for years. White boy was there. This motherfucker was supposed to, he a manager, but he didn't, his job was he got hired to be a manager, but at the same time, a lot of his time he was just supposed to be there fixing the vehicles, fixing the trucks, right? Instead of them shits going to the, they got to come and take the trucks and go fix them somewhere, right? So, this motherfucker, listen, I ain't saying he a bad dude. Never really talked to him like that. He, you know, one of my speed type of dude, so I never talked to him. There's a lot of motherfuckers, managers I don't talk to like that, right? But this motherfucker ain't do shit. Like every time we turn around, all our vehicles was still fucked up. But he was supposed to be the mechanic that supposed to fix these trucks. And he wasn't fixing them. Right? Like he wasn't doing like shit he supposed to do. Right? Now, my man Tay, he gets the job. The dude quits. He said he found a better job. Whatever. Cool. That's cool. But my man Tay get the job. My man Tay been there for years. Right? It's a nigga that worked there. I like him. He cool. But he don't do what Tay do. None of them niggas really fix shit. That's managers. That's over top of my man Tay. But he fixed vehicles. But he get paid the less. And now he's at the he's still at the low. Even though they gave him the position, he's still at the low of all the motherfuckers that I know they don't do shit. But he can fix shit. He can fix vehicles. He don't get paid what they get paid. I know that for a fact he don't get paid that. Even the motherfucker that got the job over him before, and he was there just as long as other motherfuckers. Long as the other motherfucker that been there. And he cool, I fuck with him. But that's how that should be. Like, it's almost politics in working. You get what I mean? That's why I don't play politic games. I play shit under my advantage. If I know I got an advantage in certain shit, as long as I ain't hurting nobody else, I'm good. I'll play the game. But when I figure out that I'm hurting somebody else, I don't play the game. I stop it. I'll go back to struggling. Like, you get what I mean? Like, I don't want to hurt nobody trying to get an advantage. You know what I mean? So, but I always tell people more and more that I rebel, the more and more people don't like it. Right? Like, because I got certain, not rebelling. I don't think it's rebelling. I think I got a moral status. So if I say I ain't doing this shit, I don't want that shit, and I don't want this, they look at it as complaining. No, you want me to do a job, I want you to give me the things I need to do my fucking job. And then I look at it at the same point, because it's always seniority and shit. I don't know why people don't think that, but it's always seniority, and I respect seniority. That's why I don't never go at the people that got seniority like that unless they incompetent, right? But I'm like, yo, I got seniority. If I ask for this, I want that. That makes me do my job better. You can put me anywhere to do any route. I can do that, motherfucker. If you give me what I want. I mean, you give me what I need. Not what I want, what I need. If you give me what I need, and I can work around bullshit, but give me what I need. Motherfuckers, I had to get into it. But the job about motherfuckers, like, you give me rentals, bro. Listen, that shit slows me up. I keep hitting my head. I can't get through that little slot part like that. Them bitches is small. I'm tall. I'm 6 foot. That mean I gotta get out of my truck. If I don't want to keep giving myself a fucking headache, get out of my truck on the passenger side. I mean, on the driver's side. Get out and walk all the way around just to open up a door to deliver one package. That shit slows me up. And they ain't got no shelves. It's rental vans, man. They're not built for that. Like the regular, like, no, nigga, just give me a regular truck. Like, what the fuck is y'all doing? You slowing me up. Like, I'm out there longer than I need to be. Like, I got a fucking life. I don't want to fucking be out here till fucking 6 o'clock. And then, like I said, time gonna change. So, nigga, in about a couple of months, in about 2-3 months, it's gonna get dark at around like 4 o'clock, 4:30, where I live. Nigga, no nobody, listen, at 4:30, nigga, if I'm moving right, and then, packages go up. So that means, like, I know the routes. I know how shit can be. You give me any route, I know how that shit, what's going to last me. I look at the route and I'm like, all right, I know how it's going to last me. How long I'm going to be out here. Already know. If the bitch is small, or if the route is small or it's big, I know how long I'm going to be. Sometimes we get that middle ground where you get 150, 160. That's up in the air. But if I know I get 80, 180 stops, or I get something like around 130, 140 stops, oh no, I know I'm a breeze through that shit. 130, 40 stops, I'm breezing through that. That shit ain't nothing. But it's hard when motherfuckers they put you in positions that where they not doing their part, but they want you to do your part, to work faster and work harder. Like, nah, bro, give me the right fucking shit. And I complain about this shit. And like I always say, I'd rather say something about something and then don't say nothing about something because people will take advantage of your kindness. Well, he never complained. They did it to me already. Well, Kenny don't never complain. Just throw him in that. No. Oh no. When I get back, no. The fuck is this? And it's not about complaining. It's about I need this shit to help me do my job faster and quicker in a better way. You put me at a disadvantage by giving me bullshit because you motherfuckers don't want to do your job or y'all ain't hiring the right people. That got nothing to do with me. I ain't in management. That got nothing to do with me. That's your job. But I always say to people, if somebody's in control of shit, they should try, like they're in control of you or they in control of shit, supervisor, whatever. They supposed to make your job. They don't supposed to make your job harder. They supposed to make it more easier. Not harder, easier. But you see people a lot of the times they get positions and they make your job harder than to make it easy. And that's why I always tell a lot of people ain't qualified, man, to lead people. They're just not. I don't want people under me to feel like they gotta work even harder. Like, you don't want that. That shit is crazy because now you got your people. Now they don't fuck just you. They don't even want to work for the company. That's how that goes. But people don't give a fuck about it. I'm getting paid and I ain't doing shit. Fuck them motherfuckers. I ain't in their position, so what they care. And I'm telling you, people think that way. So that's what I'm saying. Always understand, man. It's how you treat people. Start walking around pocket watching every motherfucking body. You pocket watching somebody. You don't know what the fuck they going through to make the money they make. And just because a motherfucker make a certain type of money, you be like, damn, this motherfucker all that money. That motherfucker, listen, the people over top of him is making that motherfucker job even harder. Telling you. Understand that. I need motherfuckers to really genuinely understand that shit. All right, people, I'm back. Those are tripping. But yeah, listen. Always remember, your life, you go through shit in your life, bro. That don't mean other people ain't going through shit in their life. I try not to give like my managers and shit, hell like that. Well, when I know that you can fix the shit and you can make sure this shit don't happen, then it's on you. So I'm gonna give you help. And I know they started trying to like ask me out a little bit. And like I said, I'm kind of antisocial in a way too. So like I only fuck with people I want to fuck with. I'm not coming to kiss people's ass. I just don't do that. That's just not my thing. You know what I mean? I don't even like talking to a lot of people at the job. But sometimes you got to be polite. but I really don't be wanting to talk to them. Honest, or have any type of interaction with them. I really genuinely don't. But, you know, you got to be polite, man. You don't want to be an ass. And I told you morally, like, just because I don't fuck with people, or I know that I shouldn't fuck with people, don't mean I ain't got to be respectful to them. You know what I mean? I'm built a different way in that. But yeah, man, like, I be saying that shit all the time, motherfuckers. You know, people take advantage of every, like, I see it all the time. I seen, like, I got this African chick. She cool, right? Her people's from Africa. I think she a firstborn African, right? And we was walking and shit to our truck. We talk all day. That's my homegirl. She cool, right? There's certain shit I don't like that she did, but that was more some personal shit with our family or something. I ain't like. But we was walking and shit. We just, you know, having fun and shit, walking to our trucks and shit, you know, talking or whatever. Motherfucker, I thought that was all right. I didn't think he was cool, but I thought he was all right. Motherfucker, I guess he was in a bad mood, right? And you can't get mad at people certain like that, because I took it like that. I de-escalated the situation. Well, at least tried to, but I know I did too, right? De-escalated it. And we walking and shit. I'm talking shit. I played around with him. I said something crazy. And he just looked at me with his look and shit. He didn't say nothing. Guess he was just in a bad mood, right? Because any other time niggas speak, we cool, whatever, but he was just in a bad mood. That happens, right? My homegirl was like, the fuck was that? And she started getting real loud with it. Like, we walking, she's like, that nigga's just like, who the fuck does that? Like, she was like, you ain't got to act like that. Like, that's why I don't fuck with these motherfuckers. Like, she started going on. I was like, nah, ain't like that. Chill out. Like, cool. Don't worry about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers might be going through something. She said, I don't give a fuck. Like, she was wilding. Like, and I was like, nah, don't worry about that shit. She ain't let that shit go, though. That's why I fuck with her. Because she has my personality. Because when I'm on something, I'm on it. But she was on that shit. And I was like, trying to de-escalate this shit. You know what I mean? Shit ain't going no farther than that, but because I kind of calmed it down a little bit, but she still was hot. She was pissed. Like, you ain't had to act like that. You ain't had to look at you like that. I was like, motherfucker might be having a bad day. And sometimes motherfuckers be acting funny at that. It happened. Like, I looked at it like that. Like, I didn't take this shit personal. But like I said, I can't tell her not to take that shit personal. Me and her got the same type of personality. So I can't tell her not to take that shit personal. You know what I mean? You don't know what can trigger a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Especially motherfuckers that think like me. I don't know what can trigger motherfuckers like us. Because we just different. Shit trigger us differently. You know what I mean? We all may not be on the same page. That's why I told you, people that's like me, I usually don't get along with them. You know what I mean? Like she cool peoples, but I'll fuck with her. She cool, but I don't think I can hang around with her all day. Like, you know what I mean? We good when we at work. That shit cool. But outside of that, I don't really know. Maybe a couple of times, but like at a while now. And she a female too, so it's a little different. And at the same time, right? I'll be honest about it. She a little flirty to me. That could be my personality. It might not be she like that, but it's just me. She too flirty. You know what I mean? Like, every time she see me, she want to give me a hug. And people might be touchy-feely like that, but I'm not. Right? So, like I said, it just could be me. It might not be her. She just probably be that type of person. So I don't take it personal. But, you know, I think my body language gives off certain shit too. You know what I mean? Unless she real close to me or something, like she roll up on me, right? I may get a hug, right? Just out of respect level. But if I'm not close to her enough, she just rolled for me from the past. I'm say, what's up, babe? What's going on? You know what I mean? But I try to keep my distance. Like, I know my distance. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want nobody to take like my friendliness, or because some people can take you being friendly, real friendly, especially me, because I'm very nice to people. Like, people think I ain't nice, but I'm very nice. Especially if I don't know you. I'm very nice. Right? And sometimes people can take that shit and use that shit against you and be like, oh, you just, or you trying to do this and do that. Like, nah, I ain't trying to do none of that shit. I'm nice. And they can take your kindness for weakness. And it happens like that. And they can use it against you. It happened to me before, so I know. I seen motherfuckers I got in situations at jobs where I forfeited, where they was getting disrespected from the bosses. And I'm clever enough to understand how shit goes or how you supposed to talk to people. And I did it in a way that they was like, dang, that shit bold. But they envied it too, because they couldn't do it. They were scared to do it. I seen that type of shit happen. That's why I be trying to tell people, man. Everybody ain't your friend, man. I learned that this year. Right? I really genuinely learned that. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, people, I'm back. What I was saying? My bad, y'all. What the fuck was I saying? My brain going a little dead today. You know how, like, sometimes you got this like a lot of shit on your mind that you need to do and take care of, and that's kind of where my brain is a little bit. But yeah, like you don't. I always tell people, like, you don't stop being mean to people, man. You know what I mean? Like, everybody ain't your fucking enemy, right? But at the same time, oh, that was my point. Like, yeah, you can't trust everybody. Like, I learned that this year. I really genuinely did. I learned that this year. Like, with motherfuckers I thought that were like my friends. And like people that I'd die for. I would put my life on the line for them. But you know, come to find out, motherfuckers, you know. I always knew this about me. I just moved different, right? Like my family is not friends and shit. Right? Like I'm sorry, my friends is like family to me. So I treat my friends like I would treat my family. And I noticed that my friends, I would have fucking worked them off. My fucking manager just hit me up. I got to route them off. Hold on, people. Give me a second. You gotta say yes or no. They asking me to work. Well, they not asking me, but they already told me that I was gonna work. But I gotta respond. Give me a second. All right, I'm back, people. I ain't gonna spend too much time on here because now I know I gotta go to work tomorrow. I was waiting on this call, believe it or not. We got like this. Excuse me. I was waiting on this route. We had this we got like this certain route where like the top drivers and shit. I'm a part of the top drivers and shit. Right? Top 10 drivers. We got a fucking route. You know what I mean? We move fast. We know the routes. We know how shit work. Like, we top drivers, right? So we got like the shit that's coming up. You know, we got this area that they need us to do. It's getting hit real hard. And I think it's because the school get ready to come up with something. And so they want us to do this route tomorrow. So yeah. So I was waiting on this call. I thought it was gonna happen yesterday, but it happened today. So I ain't gonna be long on here, people. I gotta go fucking rest. Go take me a shower. Already be ready for tomorrow. You know what I mean? Get my mind right. But yeah. But I always tell people, man, like I lost a lot of friends, man. Lost a lot of friends this year. And I didn't think I would lose some of these friends. And it hurt. It hurt real bad. Even just through the years, I lost a lot of family members. I lost a lot of friends and shit, and they not dead. You lose people a lot of the times because sometimes they can outgrow you, right? Or you can outgrow them, right? Because I don't want to just be like, oh, I just outgrow these motherfuckers. Sometimes they outgrow me. You know, everybody can't be on the type of time I'm on. I can't be on the type of time they on. You know. And I had to learn that. And I think honestly, I think in the last week or two, well, no, last couple of days, I ain't say last week too, last couple of days, I think I'm okay. I'm morally okay with it. Like, I get it. It ain't like I can blame them. They can blame me. It can go back and forth, but is it really that? Because if a motherfucker really your friend, you can be able to get over anything, right? That's why I always tell people my best friend in the world is my wife. That's my best friend. We've been through any and everything. You can name it. And we'll get over it. And I know I hurt her. Shit, she hurt me. Like, but we can get over that shit. But even with that is you gotta really love somebody. Right? And my thing is when I love somebody and I tell them I love them, I really genuinely love motherfuckers. We can get over it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's probably certain things we can't get over, but a lot of the shit that I lost a lot of friends over and shit, you know, they didn't love me. They really genuinely didn't. Right? I loved them, but they didn't love me the way I loved them. And you got to be honest about that shit to yourself. And I had to do that. And for years, I thought when it came to OBF and certain people and shit, I thought it was just, you know, like I tried to take responsibility for that shit, right? Why shit went left. But it's not really me. Because I actually genuinely love, right? That's genuinely who I am at my core, right? Not saying I'm better than them or nothing like that, but when you love somebody, you say you fuck with them, you love them like that, you love them, yo, I actually mean that shit. So maybe they didn't mean it the way that I meant it, right? And like I said, everybody got stipulations of crossing lines of what you can do, but the way how a lot of them did it doesn't seem like they cared about me. They just left me. They're just like, oh, fuck that crossed the line. I can't fuck with that. I'm like, oh. And I didn't get it, and I was hurt by it. But now I think about it, it makes sense. Because if you can't love somebody if you genuinely don't love them, right? Or you genuinely don't care about them, right? And I got caught up in me caring about people and not paying attention to that. People, do they really care about you? Do they really love you? Because like I said, like any of my friends or anybody in my family, nigga, if I'm in front of anybody, nigga, I can tell you I love you. But I go back and I look at shit when I used to tell them I used to love them or whatever, they was live or they was around their family or friends or whatever, nigga, they wouldn't tell me they love me. You know? So that's what I said. Words matter too. And so a lot of that shit was my fault. So I can't be that mad at them. That's why I say, like, that's why I take a lot of that shit back of I'm mad at the Shays or whatever. I'm not mad at them like that, yo. It that's on me. Because I didn't understand motherfuckers didn't really care about me like that. They probably cared about me, but not in the way that I cared about them. So, you know, you can't be mad at people for that. You know? That's why I make my circle real small. I don't fuck with everybody like that. There's a reason why I don't. I don't branch off. I don't do a lot of shit. I don't hang around family and shit like that. That even came with family. You know, I even seen family do that. Like what I'm telling you, that I seen friends do that when I tell my family that I love them, nigga, they on the phone and they wouldn't tell me that. Oh, I love you. Like, yo, what the fuck? So do you really love me? Like words matter too. Like, and you don't, like, you mean that shit. Like for me, I mean it. So I don't, you know, so that means you can't tell me that you love me. That means you don't really love me. Like, you get what I mean? Like, I can be anywhere and I tell somebody I love them if I really love them. Right? So I just thought about that shit in the last couple of days. I was like, why am I mad at these motherfuckers? I feel betrayed. Right? I should have knew this shit. Right? Because you can get blinded from shit that you normally would pick up, especially for me. I pick up shit like that. But I didn't. Right? So yeah, they did what they did, bro. That's all good. I ain't mad. They go to the Shays, family members. You know, I'm not mad at motherfuckers, man. They didn't love me like I thought. They didn't love me the way that I love them. That's how I look at that. And then you gotta kind of chalk that shit up. It's almost like how I look at my mom and my dad. They love me in a certain type of way, but they don't really love me. Right? So I look at it that shit in that way. I always tell people the only person I ever been close to ever talk my darkest secrets to is my wife. And I know she loved me more than anybody. My wife will fight you or kill you over me. I know that for a fact. I ain't got to like second guess that. That's the only person I know that would ever do like will go to the extreme for me. I never had that in my life. That's why we've been together for so long. She'll do that shit for me to this day because she know that I would do that for her. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you're talking about somebody that genuinely love you. And mind you, if I'm wrong, my wife will get my ass. But even if I'm wrong sometimes, in certain situations, she's still gonna ride. That's how you know somebody love you. I never had that. Ever. I never had that. Especially for my parents. I ain't never had that. Like, never had it. Excuse me. That's why I tell y'all all the time, like, watch who you say you care about. And it's bad because I'm saying it now. It's like, damn, I didn't know that. Well, I knew it. I just didn't. I was too open. Right? The Shays and even my own family members, I was too open. Right? And I ain't saying you got to be like this stuck up motherfucker. You don't care about people. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, no. Be aware of who you say that you love. Right? And don't care about people like you think that you should. Because everybody don't care about you. That shit got to be vice versa. And some people can pretend that they care, put up, deflections the way it feels like they care, but they don't. And that's what happened to me. But we not perfect. It's going to happen. Right? But that's what I'm saying. Don't ever stop loving people. That's my point. Right? Like, even though I know that happened, I still would give love to people. You know what I mean? Show love and fuck with people like that and show that type of love. But I'll be very, very cautious now. Right? And I can't be mad at people when I find out that they didn't really care about me. Like I thought they did, or they presented in the way that they cared about me, if that makes sense. Right? So that's all I'm saying to y'all. Let's move life in a different way, man. I'll tell you this, though. I never regret of caring about people that didn't care about me. Right? And the reason I don't is because I know I genuinely love them. And that's what makes me human. So that's why I would never come out and say I hate people. Because I should be able to say I hate these motherfuckers that I felt like that supposed to love me, and I come to find out they didn't. Right? Or they mistreated you, they hurt you, right? I should hate them, right? But I don't. That's how I know my humanity is good. So I would never stop loving people or caring about people or maybe sometimes trusting people. Right? But I gotta get back on my game and not trusting motherfuckers. That's my thing. I got a problem with that. I told you my wife said that about me. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all real talk. That's why the nigga True feel a certain type of way. Right? My wife was saying this shit years ago. Or it's a possibility this nigga gonna do that to you. My wife said that. Because she know me very well. It wasn't him. It was me. It wasn't about that nigga. Oh, she read that nigga a while ago. Right? She was wondering why I didn't read that nigga. That's why she was upset at me. I mean, not upset at me. That's why she was warning me. I didn't say she was upset at me. She was warning me. She was trying to warn me. She was telling me, oh, I don't know about that nigga. My wife was telling me this shit back then. And I was like, nah, he cool, You know? And you never know, like, at that time what I was going through, I wasn't drinking like liquor like that. So I was coming off of that shit. I was in a bad space mentally and shit like that. And you never know how people can play on your feelings, man. I'm not saying he did that, but I'm just saying, it kind of makes sense. But like I said, my wife, she predicted that me and True wouldn't be cool when it mattered. She predicted it. Said, well, I don't know about that shit. And my wife used to always say to me, you give people too much chances. She told me that. You give people too much of a chance. I said, boo, I have to do that. I can't just treat everybody badly like that, or, but she was like, that's a part of my blindness, right? I got a gift of certain shit, but my blindness is that it's bad to say this, but when I care, I have this blindness because I care about you, because I don't want to think about you being a bad person or doing some fuck shit to hurt me. And my wife knows that about me. She been knowing that shit about me since she was in our 20s. And we 40, we're in our mid 40s. So she been knowing this shit for damn near close to 20 years. Over 20 years. She been knowing that about me. And I can't change that about me, though. It's kind of who I am. You know what I mean? Like, that makes me tick. I don't know how to turn that off. Like, I care about people. I don't know how to turn that off. But my wife, she warns me all the time. Stop fucking with them people. Don't do that. She told me don't fuck with True. She told me that. She said, I don't trust that nigga. And it was shit there that me and my wife, we talk about that was already there that I should have not fucked with that nigga. But I wouldn't, it's just me. I just, even with the Shay shit, she said the same shit. It was shit there my wife seen that I did not. It's not that I didn't see it. I told y'all, like, I can see a lot of shit, but when I care about people, I got this blindness. And my wife knows that about me. That's why she's so overprotective of me. Because she knows when I care, nigga, I'll go all out. And my wife knows that. That's why I told you, the most honest person I ever met in my life is my wife. Not my mama, not my dad, not my grandma, nothing like that. It's my wife. My wife has been the most honest person I ever met in my life. She always got my back. She always true with that shit. She always worried about me. Because she know me better than listen, when I tell you my wife know me better than anybody in the world, I mean that shit. She knows me better than anybody. And like I said, she would kill motherfuckers over me. Because she know I would do the same for her. I wouldn't even second guess it. You play my wife like that, I kill you. I ain't even got to second guess it. You ain't got to worry about my second guess. Oh, you going to second guess it. No. Play my wife like that. Disrespect her like that. Play with her like that and see what happened to you. Threaten her and see what happened. You ain't got to worry about that. I'll kill you. My wife ain't never, listen, and I'm going to tell you something about my wife too. She never seen me gangster. That's always this mysterialistic, like this mysterious thing about me and her. She never seen me as a street nigga. Ever. Ever. She didn't know me. Listen, when my wife met me, I was in and out of the street. I had 1 foot in the game, 1 foot out of it. That's different when it's different when you know a nigga in them streets. You can see this nigga. You can see me operate. She never seen me that way. Ever. That's why our level of love is different. Because I think that she's seen me that way. Because in a part of her mind too, she'd be like, this nigga wasn't like that. And I'm okay with her thinking that. She don't think I'm like that. Or she didn't think I was like that. Or she don't think I'm like that. I'm okay with that. Because I think if she knew how I was in them streets, she probably wouldn't fuck with me. I guarantee that. I did a lot of fuck shit in the streets, man. And I'm going to tell you on real shit. By my wife not being around that shit, it's almost naive, right? But my family know. We had this conversation all the time. And I think in my mom and my wife mind sometimes, she be like, why they don't fuck with you like that? Just you, listen, they knew me as a street nigga. There's a lot of fuck shit in the streets, man. And they was aware of it. And so a lot of them, they don't fuck with me, but a lot of them scared of me. These are facts. They scared of me. They scared of me. They don't want me around. When I come around, nigga, shit happens. This real talk. This ain't no trying to be tough and no shit like that. My family, listen. Listen, I ain't gotta over exaggerate who the fuck I was in the streets. Well, my family, outside of, when it comes to street shit, my family know who I was. They knew who I was. That's why they don't fuck with me like that. That's real talk. But my wife knows me as the man who I am. And I've been I transition into being. She knows who he is. But my wife don't know that shit like that about me. She does. Listen, we connect on our shit as far as our father shit, but outside of that, we don't. Right? But I know why a lot of my family members don't fuck with me. Even still to this day, they can't fuck with me. Why would they? Because my morals ain't changed like that. You gotta understand. My wife and my daughter, I kill you. It's nothing. I wouldn't even like motherfuckers be like, yo, Kenny, you ain't even thinking about that. Nothing to think about. I kill you. And they know that. They know that about me. They know how I was in the streets. When I come around, nigga, my family get tense. oh, this nigga here. They know. And listen, it's not a proud thing. I know they know. My wife don't know it. My daughter don't know it. Of course she don't. But I'm just telling you. They know it. I come around, nigga, shit change. It just is what it is. And it's not like to be this tough nigga or nothing like that, nigga. It's just they know when I come around. Shit change. My sister, same shit. She know. She can sit there and pretend, oh, nigga. Whenever she seen her brother get punked. Who do you think protected her when I had to fight? Danny get ready to fight 30 niggas for her. Like, oh, they know. Oh, my family know, nigga. They know I'm far from a fucking punk. They know that, and they know I kill a motherfucker. Like, they know. That's all I'm saying. They know. That's why I ain't close to none of my family members. They know. On both sides of my family, they know. Them niggas, they don't want to fuck with me. Let me be real with y'all. I'm the rotten apple of the family. Just a rotten apple. I'm the motherfucker that motherfuckers. How you care about a nigga like me? Right? Because you know I kill you. Even if you family, I kill you. Cross the line with me, I kill you. So, and still to this day, ain't nothing changed. I always tell y'all all that shit all the time, man. I love my family. I love people. But, nigga, if my family ever crossed me in a certain type of way, they did some shit to me and crossed my moral shit, I kill them. And then think about it, right? Imagine. I got more morals than I ever had. So imagine my morals are so different from theirs. They're like, oh, this nigga, he wilding. He on some other shit. Yeah, okay. You can think that all you want, but I kill you. You play with me, I kill you. Listen, it was certain family members. They wouldn't allow us to be around. Listen, my cousin was a real nigga like that. That nigga, he'd kill her too. Don't get that shit twisted. Trying to say he no punk or no shit like that. Listen, my family members wouldn't even allow us to be around each other. Because we got into one incident. And niggas was like, oh no, they can't be around each other. Because he was like that and I'm like that. I understand that. But I told them, hey, listen, nigga, my cousin ain't never did nothing to me to make me want to kill him. Or kill his brother. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck y'all on? But them knowing me and they knowing my cousin, because he like that too, that nigga, like, he like that. Like, I ain't the only nigga that do some shit like that. No, he would do that. He'd kill a family member too. He don't play like that, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, I come from a real motherfucking family, nigga. I come from motherfuckers that's hitting it. So, I know my people like that. So, I know a real motherfucker when I run into a real motherfucker, but that don't mean I'm scared of it. And that's the thing. When you got motherfuckers that ain't scared of each other, oh, that shit can go to some shit on some disaster shit. And I think a lot of my family members thought that. Like, they were like, oh, no, nigga, I'm not mad at my cousin like that, nigga. He like that. He's supposed to be like that. He supposed to act the way he acted. I was never mad at my cousin. My cousin Twan. Now, I think he still feel a certain type of way. But I'm not that big on that shit like that. Like, yo, that's my cousin. Like, yo, we family. Like, nigga, I can call my cousin, be like, yo, I'm coming such over west. And I'm good. I call my cousin. Like, it's good. Like, you know what I mean? Same thing. You know, over the East, nigga. Listen, he can roll. He know that, nigga. He know he's always protected over the East. Because he's not an East Coast, he's not a Baltimore East Coast nigga. He's a West Coast nigga. And this difference. Y'all don't know it's a difference, but it is a difference. You can't be, listen. Telling y'all. Hold on, who this? Right here calling me, man. Fuck is calling me. I was ready to pick it up. My bad. Damn. Y'all hung up. I was ready to pick it up. Excuse me. I was ready to pick it up. Shout out to my brother Mel P in the building. What up, Mel? My brother Mel in the building. Yeah, listen. Hey, Mel, you always got to show. Hold on. Somebody called me. Hold on. Yeah, who this? Hello? Hello? Yeah, who this? Ain't nobody picking up? Ain't nobody pick up. They was calling, but ain't nobody pick up. Try to call back and get your shit right. I'm here, man. I always tell people, listen, shout out to my brother MLP, because he right about that. People tell you who they are, but sometimes you can't see it. I don't give a fuck how good you are. Right? And I tell people this all the time, like, I'm very good at reading people. I predict a lot of shit that people don't even think about. But I ain't perfect, bro. I can't see some shit. Right? Especially when I love people. When I care about people, I can't see shit sometimes. That's why you always want to have good people around you. You know what I mean? That's why you're my wife. I always tell people I have good people in my life like that. Shout out to my brother Mel P too. He good peoples. We got hooked up because we in Baltimore. And man, this nigga got hooked up. Mel P, don't be scared to hook up with me, man. I'm always the same motherfucker. It's just my loyalty is different. Like, you fuck with me, you fuck with me. You don't. I can't even get mad at that shit no more. Because you can think somebody fuck with you like that, but they don't really fuck with you like that. Shay proved that point to me. That nigga True, they proved that point to me. I've been on this especially True, I've been on that nigga for years. And yeah, that shit hurt. It hurts. It still hurt, but you gotta let it go, man. I ain't mad at that nigga like that though. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I ain't say I don't give a fuck about it. That shit don't bother me. I got more important shit that I care about. I care about people more. You know? Go ahead and call in, L. Y'all go ahead and call in. Give me 1 second. Y'all go ahead and call in. Give me 1 second, though. 1 second. Oh, shit. Shit, excuse me. Go ahead and call in, y'all. We here. My bad. Who called in? Yeah, go ahead and call in. My bad. Excuse me. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Listen, I always tell y'all, man, listen, this game ain't what y'all think it is. Right? You can't trust everybody, but motherfuckers that really fuck with you really like that, you kind of know. But even if you do know, right? Because I'm very good of noticing shit. You can get blinded. You can get real blinded. And I always tell y'all, people be like, yo, why you talk about that Shay and Weezy and Shay Weezy and the true shit? Because that shit hurt. I mean, that's where I got blinded at. I was blinded by them. Honestly. A lot of motherfuckers that I don't fuck with, like that ain't part of OBF, I don't you hear me? I don't really give a fuck about them like that. You know what I mean? But the motherfuckers that I do fuck with is here. Oh, my bad, y'all. Oh shit, no, that's something else. I don't know what the fuck that was. Go ahead and call in, y'all. But yeah, I don't yeah, that shit broke my heart, man. And my wife used to always tell me that that's my downfall. Like, I care too much. Like, I can peep a lot of shit out, y'all. I'm telling y'all I can. But I do have a blindness of when I care. When I care too much, that's when shit can get fucked up for me. And and the crazy shit about it, I don't even notice it. That's the crazy shit about it. That's why my wife is like I told you, she's the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And she told me, she was like, nigga, that's why that happened to you. That's why you mad. That's why you all upset and shit. In the last couple of days, she was like, oh, nigga, you still talking about that shit? You mad about that shit because I told you that was going to happen to you with that person or these type of people. I told you that. I was like, damn. The only person I know in my life that ever been consistent ever in my life is my wife. Always. We always good. Nigga, we can beef. We'll forgive each other. Love that woman. That woman love my life, nigga. Listen, I can say some bullshit to her. She say some bullshit to me, nigga. We'll get over it. Or I can be mad at her, whatever, nigga. But that is the love of my fucking life. She always got my back. And then, nigga, don't get that shit twisted either. It'll make it even worse now that she loved me. Right? Not worse, but the reason she loved me so much was because of my daughter. We got a child together, nigga. Oh, we don't break that code. Listen, it's a conversation me and her had. Y'all know nothing about. We had this conversation. And then you gotta understand, we was married way before me and her had a child. Because we never thought that we was gonna have a kid. So being her bond is just, it's crazy different. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's always like that. It's always like that, man. Tell my brother LT. It's always like that. Like, you know. Oh, listen. I always tell my brothers. Tell LT. Tell Mel. Tell Targan. I tell Bro Bell. They my guys. They never changed. Like, we all had our differences. Like, especially Bro Bell. Like, me and Bro Bell, out of all the motherfuckers I just mentioned, we always had a difference. That nigga still love me though. He still love me. He'll tell you he loved me in front of everybody. We could be live, whatever. He'll still tell me he love me. Just like LT, he'll tell me he love me in front of anybody. We can be live, whatever we do. And it's the same thing with my friend talking. It's the same thing. That's why those guys are still here, man. That's why those guys still fuck with me like that. And I appreciate y'all for that. I love y'all for that. That's how I know y'all my guys. That's how I know my love is real with y'all. Niggas will tell me they love me in front of anybody. And I told you, on some real shit, right? Because you gotta mean that shit. You got, like, because people can tell you if they fake love you, right? You got to be very comfortable in, especially for men, you got to be very comfortable in your manhood to tell another man live in front of any and everybody, live or in front of family members or friend or another woman or your woman, right? Let's say if your homeboy, like I tell my homeboys, y'all love you. You know what I mean? In front of my wife, in front of their wife. If they don't say it, then I know them niggas don't care about me. What you scared of? You love somebody, you love them. Love don't mean you gay. What the fuck y'all on? Y'all get what I'm saying? So, that shit mean a lot. All right, let me ask y'all a question. Y'all want me to hit y'all behind the scenes? Bro Bell, LT, Mel P, y'all want me to hit y'all behind the scenes? Stay doing this shit live. I probably got about another hour or two. I told you I got to work tomorrow. Y'all want me to hit y'all up behind the scenes? Let me know, yes or no. Just put it in chat, yes or no. There ain't nobody calling in this motherfucker. And I think this shit is a little delayed too. All right, let me hit everybody behind the scenes. I think this shit is a little delayed. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to upgrade my shit. Really stop fucking with the screen yard shit. This shit is so delayed. I'm not even getting the chats in fast and all that shit. But anyway. All right, y'all. Let me holler at my people that I actually genuinely fuck with. Put them on live stream. I actually fuck with. I ain't saying I don't fuck with none of y'all. Appreciate everybody that subscribe and fuck with us like that. Like I said, if y'all really fuck with us like that, go on Messenger and come on up. You know what I mean? Send me a thing for your messages so I can put you in the chat. I told you I'm an open nigga, man. I'm not like that, man. Even though I feel a certain type of way, you know, I can't be like other motherfuckers, man. That shit don't feel right in my spirit. You know what I mean? Just because people fuck you over and they hurt you, I can't be that way. You know what I mean? I've been hurt a lot in my life. So I can't be like other people. You know what I mean? I know what hurt feels. I know what betrayal feels. Right? So I can't be like everybody else. Man, I can't stop fucking with people like that. You know what I mean? That's what make the earth moves. It's like I say, when this shit, listen, when you die, all this shit goes away. Like everybody be sitting here, you mad at this motherfucker? You know, I ain't mad at the motherfuckers that I feel a certain type of way they betrayed me. Like I ain't mad at them. I don't care. Like I ain't saying I don't care, but I'm not that mad about it. I can't stop being the human being I am. You know? I just can't. I can't do that. I'm sorry. I tell my wife that shit all the time. I can't stop being who I am. I care about people. You know what I mean? If I probably had more of that shit in my life back in the day, I'd probably be even a better person. But I wasn't. I was a fucking gangster. I was a thug. I was out there. I was doing fuck shit. Hurting people. You know? So, yeah. I look at shit way different than people look at it. But anyway, let me hit everybody else up behind the scenes. Leave your comments, hit that like button, support your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world.